What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxer, and we are back. We are ready and we are live. Salute to all my people in the buildings, all things as I see you. Dank Father, Ruben, what's up, y'all? So let's go ahead and get into this fight card review. Now, I'm not sure what is going on with StreamYard today. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're going to do a fight card review first. Obviously, we are going to address some of the ghetto-ness, but we're going to highlight the winners of that card first because they deserve recognition over all that other bullshit, right? So first we have Troy Isley versus, I cannot pronounce his name, so if I butcher it, y'all, please forgive me. Itawandi Williams. He has a pretty good jab. It was some really good body work going on. He keeps his head on the line too much for me. I'm talking about Isley. But Williams, he had some pretty good head movement. And, overall, Isley, he pulled it off, right? So shout out to him. Tiger versus, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name either. Boachua? Anyway, that was a pretty decent scrap, actually. Tiger was working that jab pretty good, catching Williams, coming in almost every time. Williams definitely, though, he's explosive, right? And he is extremely quick. So by round 3, it kind of looked like, Johnson was fighting off the back foot a little bit. Tiger started to pick it up, catching his rhythm, like late in the fight, in my opinion, anyway. Now, I don't know if Boachua just got a granite chin or if Tiger just don't have much pop on his punch. But anyway, by round 8, he caught him with 2 rights, I think it was, or maybe it was a left hook. Anyway, Jamison, he swings too wild to me. Like, he needs to be more conformed. I don't know, but he leaves his body way too open, and his head is always on the line there for the picking every single time, like I said. And so ultimately Tiger won. He was able to capitalize on some of the mistakes that Williams was making. Is it just me, or do you gotta watch Tiger with like some sort of medication to stay awake? Because he's definitely not the most exciting fighter. I mean, he gets the job done, but he to me anyway, he's really just not that exciting. But, he did win, so shout out to Tiger Johnson. Kelvin Davis, he went against Michael Velez in a 6-rounder. Keon's quick, actually. He's pretty quick. He has pretty good foot movement. He has a nice little jab. Overall, I thought he had pretty good punch placement, obviously. But, Velez is quick, too. I wasn't crazy about his footwork. And then, obviously Keon, put him down to the body in the second round. It was pretty much over. Overall, I'm not really convinced. But we're going to see how he progresses in the sport and, how he does as he faces tougher competition. Will he get better? Will he make adjustments if he has to, because obviously he's getting early stoppages. And this, I think, is like really only literally his like second or third fight. So, we'll go ahead and, I'm sorry, Pro, you said what? Can you show a picture of the fights you're speaking of? The card last night, I did not have slides of the pictures. I just assumed that we all watched those fights. I'm so sorry, but I will keep that in mind for next time. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't crazy about his footwork, but Keon pulled it off, and I think that was like a 6-rounder, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Abdullah Mason versus Noctatilia. He had a really good combo. I think it was like round 4 Noctatilia, but overall, man, Abdullah was faster to me. He had some really good feints that Noctatilia was basically reacting to the whole time. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, he was very conscious of Abdullah's power. You know what I'm saying? Abdullah had insanely accurate punch placements. He cut off the ring well. And then obviously by round 4, it was over. Overall, I like the growth that I see from Abdullah, right? Like you can tell he learned from his mistakes when he was dropped twice against Vasquez, I think it was. He's definitely more patient. He's definitely more defensively responsible. So I'm excited to take this journey with him into Stardom, right? Like, because I feel like he was thrown into an opportunity last night and he stepped up to the challenge and passed with flying colors. Like, I mean that in terms of like obviously becoming the main event after what happened with Keyshawn, not opponent wise. Although I feel that was a pretty good step up opponent for him too, though. Right? Like, so I wanted to make sure that I gave those gentlemen their recognition before we got into what overshadowed their amazing performances last night. The fight that sparked it all, right? Kelvin versus Albright. Now, I thought that this was actually a pretty good fight. I'm really not impressed, though, with Kelvin, if I'm being honest. I feel like he fights too tall or he doesn't use his height to his advantage in some situations, right? He drops his hands a lot. I counted twice in round 4 alone. He fought off the back foot on the move. I mean, Albright, he caught him. He had, real good a few times that stunned him, which made Kelvin clinch up. Which is obviously what you're supposed to do if you're hit with some good shots and you feel like whatever, But if we're being honest, I only gave Kelvin maybe like 2 or 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Everything else went to Albright. He just seemed to be controlling the pace better. He had more impactful punches to me, and more often. Even Ray Charles could see that, Albright won that fight. But somehow one of the judges still had it 95-95. Now, that's just some shameful shit altogether, but whatever, right? But in the end, they gave it to Albright, as they should have, But due to some nigga nonsense, Albright's win, along with the rest of the gentlemen on that card who came there to do their job, was overshadowed by Keyshawn, the bad businessman, along with what I'm hearing, Troy Isley and Kelvin Davis, who assaulted Albright after his win over his brother. Now, I'm going to play a clip of the video, which I'm all sure that we saw, but I just want to provide context to what it is. So Keyshawn actually fought Albright back in, I think, 2023. And it was a competitive fight. In my opinion, Keyshawn ain't looked that great. You know what I'm saying? Albright was giving him some good work too. But Keyshawn won, nevertheless. It was overturned because I think in Texas, weed is still illegal, like that whole thing, right? But anyway, it was overturned to a no contest, I think. For this fight, right? You had home court advantage. I'm talking about Keyshawn right now. We're going to get back to the Albright situation, but I want to talk about the reason that this nonsense and foolishness took place. The more I saw Keyshawn last night on camera, the more I got upset, because how dare you sit in that arena like nothing happened when you were supposed to be the headline of this event. You sit there, you eating, you smiling, you cheesing, you doing God knows what, like nothing ever happened. Like people didn't request their damn tickets back because you were irresponsible and didn't make weight to perform, right? You had all these things in your favor. Home court advantage. You're younger than De Los Santos. You look damn bigger than him to me. When I saw y'all on the scale, De Los Santos was coming off of a layoff. And I don't know if he did this shit on purpose or what, right? But you knew all week you couldn't make 135 pounds. Okay? You knew you were moving up to 140. In my opinion, I think that's why he cut his damn dreads before he fought Barenchik, because he was having trouble making that damn weight. Now, you're dancing on the scale. You still ain't apologized for missing weight to Edwin, your fans, all the people that came out to see you. You know, your brother won. All this nonsense was overshadowed by your ghetto-ness. Instead of minimizing, you know, the blow of you missing weight and going somewhere and humbling yourself, you double down on the goofy shit, right? Aren't you supposed to be a ring ambassador, Keyshawn? Right? I mean, I want to know what Ring is going to do with him, what Top Rank is going to do with him. Is the commission going to do any damn thing? You're conducting yourself horrible, bruh. And you call yourself the damn businessman. Businessman, my ass. Now, as I said, I just wanted to provide a little bit of context as to why some of this stuff took place. I don't know if he thought because he beat, Albright, that his brother was going to beat Albright, but shit don't work that way. Okay? It just don't work that way. And you completely destroyed your own stock within 48 hours or under. Now, okay. So let's do this. I'm going to play this clip. We're going to come back. I'm going to open up the panel. But I know yesterday I said I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to mature, and I am going to do that after I get on Keyshawn ass. Because Keyshawn Davis, make no mistakes, I'm on your ass.
And then all hell broke loose in the back. Attacks physically against Nair Albright, allegedly by Keyshawn Davis and Keon Davis. And after Mark Kriegel interviewed Nair Albright, this is what happened backstage. And you see punches being thrown, and Nair Albright's brother is in the purple, and you just see Keyshawn Davis come in. The guy running in is Keon Davis, and things are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw a stroller being moved back. That's Keyshawn Davis being pushed away. But the reason he's so upset is because that's his son that's in that stroller. He goes back to retrieve his son. But why would you put your family in this type of situation?
Sean and his little brother jumped me. They start walking up to me all tough, putting his head against mine.
All bad for DB3. Keyshawn Davis, in my opinion, is completely spiraling out of control. Now, not only did you miss weight, as I already addressed, you got stripped of your title that you just won in February of this year. You show up to, like I said, you show up to the fight appearing to have zero shame, almost no accountability. You sit there looking like everything is all good, but then when you saw your brother getting hands, shoulders, knees, and toes put on that ass, you started looking sad. You know what I'm saying? He was in a tough match against somebody that you previously faced, so you should have known it was going to be a tough match. You barely beat Albright, in my opinion, after which you and your youngest brother, along with some of your cronies, decide to go and jump that man? You have got to be kidding me. Now, I know maybe your emotions were running high. You know, he came to your hometown. He whipped your brother's head. After all of that, his damn team, I saw Albright's, who was that? I don't know if it was coach or whatever. They were still there. They couldn't even leave. That's unacceptable, man. Yo, you are the star of your family, okay? You were chosen to elevate them, putting your brothers in position to showcase their skills. Now you wrapped your brothers into this nonsense, because I'm pretty sure that Keon wouldn't have did a damn thing without your leadership. You're the middle child, but it's obvious who runs shit over there. Okay? Now your brother's facing consequences. And you done dim their light, man. It's not enough. Some of the fans requested their money back because of you losing your belt on the scale and you coming in overweight. No! You want to continue to act a goddamn fool. This shit is unacceptable, man. And I don't give a damn how many people want to start talking about, oh, this one did this one did that. I don't give a damn who did what. Right now, we are talking about Keyshawn Davis, the impact that he has on his family and his damn fans. Because remember, he is the star of his family. He had his sisters last time performing. They were singing. His brothers are always fighting on his undercards. I don't recall seeing them fight on anybody else's cards. It's all riding on his back. And for you to just completely throw all of that to the side, and then on top of that, you backstage fighting with your goddamn baby back there. Talk about the ghetto, honey. I don't understand. I would like to know who Okay, so I guess my question is, what consequences do we think he should face for his actions? Not only missing weight, but the debacle that happened after the fights last night, overshadowing the winners of that card. Like, how selfish are you, bro? And then you're upset that Albright beat your brother. Your brother wasn't even that upset. He like, man, it's a boxing match. It happens, whatever. You gonna go backstage like you tough. You and 4-5 other niggas. How tough are you really? Man, I don't care about Kelvin's apology. I want Keyshawn to apologize because he's the damn ringleader of the nonsense. Y'all come talk to me, man, because this right here, unacceptable. 100% unacceptable, yo. I'm not making no excuses for Keyshawn, and I don't think that I'm being too hard on him because you know what? We was on Ryan's ass, so why the hell can't we be on Keyshawn's ass? And again, you appeared to not have a care in the damn world. You didn't seem like you gave a damn. You came in there, you walking out with your brothers. I'm not saying that you should be sad, but you definitely should have some sort of shame about you. You act like you didn't even give a good goddamn. No cap, what's up, baby?
I think y'all being too hard on Keyshawn.
Here we go. Put your cape on and get ready to cap. Go ahead.
I'm not caping. I put it like this. What he did was wrong. But I mean, people do wrong. I mean, this ain't like worst things that happen in boxing. It is.
See, and there we go with that. I don't care about worse things. I'm talking about what this young man did that put his. Okay, so will you agree that he is the star of his family and that a lot of their success rides on his back? Would you agree to that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so do you think that the moves that he is currently making, let me tell you something. I'm on Keyshawn's ass because it's not like he's a 20-year-old child or a 21-year-old boy. This man is 27 with a wife and a child. If you are not a grown man by now and you call yourself the businessman, when will you be? Frequent, what's up?
But I mean, didn't his brother attack them, try to get revenge in that hallway? And that's when he had the baby there?
Well, what happened from what I keep hearing all over the place, because you know the story is still obviously formulating, but from what I heard, that was Albright's people retaliating against Keyshawn and them for jumping their brother in the locker room.
He didn't bring his baby with him when he went to the locker room to do the headbutt.
First of all, I want to know what the hell you doing with your baby back there anyway. Why your baby mother ain't in the front sitting with your goddamn mama somewhere? Why all of y'all in the back with the baby? Come on, man. That's ghetto foolishness at its finest. And I'm not giving him no damn excuses. What's up, Frequent?
I mean, it's no excuse.
Yeah, I already wasn't feeling what Keyshawn was, his energy already when he was talking about not fighting Mortala because he had a belt and all of that stuff. You know, it already seemed like, you know, he wasn't going to try to make the weight. You know, I think he definitely did it on purpose. He definitely tried to get an advantage. And I'm happy. I'm just happy that De Los Santos' team stepped up like that for him and, you know, didn't let Keyshawn get away with having that advantage on him. And then, you know, with the fighting and all that, like he all the way backwards with all of this stuff, man. Like I'm done with Key with all of this, man. It's crazy.
What they got to do with the brawl?
He deserved to get cooked.
For having the brawl. I mean, scraps happened in boxing.
Yeah, you know what? No cap. I agree 100% with you. Scraps happen in boxing. This was after a boxing match. You was mad that your brother got head, shoulders, knees, and toes put on that ass, and so you went to retaliate. That is immature, yo.
Hold on, no cap. You defending this, no cap? You think that this cool for him to do, bro? You said scraps happen in boxing. Scraps in the ring happen in boxing.
You know, outside, man, Larry Holmes jumped off a limousine and missile drop kicked somebody in the parking lot. Hey, it's on video.
Hey man, not because he lost the fight though. Not because he lost the fight or his brother lost the fight or something like that.
I'm saying,
but no cap. How we comparing bad behavior to bad behavior? Bad behavior is bad behavior. I don't give a damn who did it. I don't care who did it before. I'm talking about what we witnessed in the last 48 hours of this nigga not only missing weight, getting stripped on the scale, then you double down with your bad behavior. That is what we're talking about. We're not talking about something that happened 10 years ago. And I don't want to hear
Mike Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear and spit it out.
It's unacceptable, bro. It's unacceptable.
And was that unacceptable? No cap.
It was, but I'm saying it's
Okay,
unacceptable
then.
things happen in boxing all the time.
And we do
Yo,
what?
he
We
was-
talk
Act
about
like-
it, right?
Call the police. They like suspend Keyshawn, suspend that. Like, come on, man.
That's what I'm asking y'all. So what do y'all think a proper repercussion for Keyshawn should be in this particular instance? And I don't want to hear that there shouldn't be any. I don't want to hear that shit. That's not gonna
Well, he
fly with me.
definitely should get suspended and fined. I think, in my opinion, that's what need to happen.
Conor McGregor threw a goddamn dolly
No
through
cap.
a bus window.
Conor
almost
McGregor ain't
decapitated
even
one of
no
them
boxer,
female
bro.
fighters.
Conor McGregor
So
not
what?
no
He's
boxer,
still
bro.
an athlete.
Keep
He's
it
still an
boxing.
athlete. He a bigger star than Keyshawn, and ain't nothing happening to him.
Keep it boxing though, bro.
But this
He
is
do
the
something
thing.
else.
I'm saying,
And this is the
but
thing, no cap.
what Carmelo did to Isaiah Thomas was worse than what Keyshawn
Karl
did.
Malone ain't no boxer, bro. Keep it boxing.
Exactly. That's what made it even worse because there ain't no place for that in the basketball court.
Hold on. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Keyshawn wasn't even a goddamn opponent. You salty for another nigga. How is that?
I'm not.
His
I'm just
little brother.
saying.
He trying
No,
to
I'm not
take
talking
up
about
for his
you, no
little
cap.
brother.
I'm talking about
It's
Keyshawn.
unacceptable, but I mean, it is what it is.
You know,
It's just
like,
sometimes shit get chippy, man. It ain't-
So
that's
you don't
the
got
whole
no
difference.
defense for him though, bro. Don't defend him. We
I'm
supposed to
not
be cooking him
defending
up
it.
here.
I'm
You
saying all
sound like
this.
you
I'm
sound
saying
like
all
you
this lynch
defending him.
mob, like this lynch mob. I'm like, it's just come on, man. But the next time something get chippy in
Hold on,
boxing,
no cap. That's not fair. How you gonna call us a lynch mob? We're holding him accountable.
not
for what
just,
he
I'm
did.
talking
I
about the
don't
whole
think he's a
world. Like
lynch
you got Top Rank talking about something has to. You got all these news media people.
He's supposed to be getting cooked, bro. He's supposed to be getting cooked.
Oh man, with Josh Tiller.
What's happening
Josh
is
Tiller
what's
ran up
supposed to be
on the,
happening, bro. What you doing don't supposed to
what's
be
Robert
happening.
Garcia daddy name? What's Robert Garcia daddy? When Josh Tiller ran up on him and they had a little car, nobody said shit about Josh Tiller running up on that old ass man.
Listen, I think you're missing the point, no cap. I don't give a damn about that. What I'm talking about is what Keyshawn did. What should his repercussions do? Not compare him to other niggas with bad behavior. Like, what kind of even, what is this? We measuring bad behavior now? Bad behavior is bad behavior. So in your opinion, what do you think should be the consequences for his bad behavior?
He think he should get off scot-free. That's what he
Hold
thinks.
on,
That's what it
Frequent.
sounds like.
Let him talk, Frequent. Let him talk.
I mean, Albright got to get it back in blood. I mean, I don't know what else to say, what else he gonna do? I'm like, hey, I don't know.
So you don't think there should be any repercussions for Keyshawn? Mind
He
other
lost his
people
belt.
damn
He
business.
lost his. He already faced the repercussions. He lost his belt.
Nigga, he didn't face repercussions for jumping somebody.
He lost prestige. He lost prestige. He embarrassed himself. He embarrassed this city. I mean,
So that's it.
So Albright need to embarrass himself too, huh?
Albright didn't embarrass himself. He got hit with a hit.
You said he need to get it back in blood, so he need to embarrass himself. He need to do the same thing.
He said that's what he said. I'm just using his own words. He like shit. Let's get it. Let's have a fight in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he said that he will rematch Keyshawn, but I'm not talking about Albright. I'm talking about what are the consequences for Keyshawn. First of all, they cost Top Rank money, okay, and then on top of that, he cost them money by missing weight, right? So now they have to still pay De Los Santos even though he didn't fight. Okay, now the venue is losing money because there is no fight, and then on top of that, we got to add assault to your bullshit. So what do you think?
It can't be no assault, man. See, that's that Bill Haney that brought that bullshit in the boxing.
He assault. What's assault, bro? He assaulted the man.
Okay, so what? People get assaulted every day.
So what?
Oh my God, no cap.
No, smack the show you on the bus. You can't go. You ain't gonna get no loss.
This boxing, bro. This ain't the streets, bro. What you talking about, man?
The streets is everywhere, bro. You're like shit. They came in there. They did it. They had the scuffle. They broke it up. I mean, it happened on the football field. It happened everywhere in life. It's like sometimes some scuffle break out. Nothing bad happened. Ain't nobody get stabbed.
I agree, Cass.
It could have happened.
But now, okay,
sometimes emotions run high in sports. It don't matter what sport
emotions run high, but this is my point.
But that's unsportsmanlike conduct,
yes,
though.
It is. Hold on,
but I mean, cry about it.
Listen, no cap. You were not the nigga even in the ring, bruh. You got all the smoke for your brother's opponent. Your brother was not even reacting that way. It was you, your younger brother, and another nigga from another fight that went back there and decided that him beating your brother just wasn't gonna stand. Like, what kind of shit is that? That is
I'm not saying this. I'm not saying he
childish.
should have did. I never saying he should have did
Diabolical.
that, but they did it. You know what I'm saying? They got it. But it's like it's stuff happened. Like it happened all the time. Like it ain't happen because I guess in this new era it is inappropriate.
New era. It's inappropriate, period, to jump some goddamn body. That's how you know you feel like you can't whoop them because you just fought him. You got a decision with him. So if you felt some type of way, why you go
things get personal?
yourself?
People don't care about fairness and equality.
No, see, come on, no cap. I feel like
Who
you making
raised these
excuses
dudes,
for him,
man?
bro.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying things get happen. Things get out of hand sometimes, and that's why the police there to restore order. That's why they got badges and guns to keep the order.
So Keyshawn should have got arrested. That's what you think?
No, they broke it up. They calmed it. They got the shit under control.
It never should have happened, is my point, bro. And again, no one has still answered the question, what should the consequences be for Keyshawn? I don't give a damn about he's already his reputation. He did that to himself. I'm talking about what is Top Rank, his promotional company. What type of punishment do you think that he should be given for his behavior? Because it can't just be, oh, he shouldn't have did that. We know he shouldn't have
about
did
him
that.
missing that weight. Did that damn scrap?
Yeah, I answered that question. He should get fined and he should get suspended.
You know what I'm saying?
No cap. I am shocked. I really am.
What? I didn't say it was right. I didn't say it was honorable. I'm just saying, like, what could be like talking about suspension and police? I think that's a tad too far.
You think that's a tad too far for assaulting somebody?
Just for a little scuffle, yes.
Oh my God. So what do you think? Nothing? You don't think nothing should happen? That's just it, right? Like it happened.
I see somebody got knocked out. Somebody got busted upside the head.
Okay, but
somebody did get busted upside the head.
And look how quickly it could have. But no cap. This nigga said with a bottle. No cap. What about if his promoter and his manager and his team wasn't back there with him? Think of the damage they would have done to him. And he had a big ass knot on his head that he didn't get from that fight. Too Rich, what's up with it?
He got a speed knot. He a speed knot monster now.
You are.
Really why your name No Cap, bro?
Because it ain't what it is when you situation, No Cap. And I am very surprised at you. I am very surprised at you.
I mean, was it inappropriate? Yes. Was Keyshawn out of line? Yes. Was it embarrassing? Yes.
What's up,
done is done.
Rich? Yeah, because No Cap got his cape on too tight for me. I can't.
Yeah, talk some sense to this, dude.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna say this. Jack Quinn, you remember when you asked for the prediction at the end of the live yesterday? What did I say? I predicted one of the Davis brothers will lose.
Yes, you did.
Directly connected to Keyshawn missing weight, because most siblings, one sibling need more support than the other. But man, in boxing, shit do happen. We have had a lot of fights, a lot of stuff go wrong. True enough, but the punishment for black people is always severe. We go to jail, man. We miss a year or two, from the sport when we do things. We can't always say we could do what we see other people do. You see what I mean? In this situation, it's unique because Bob Arum just supposedly got 2 new partners, right? Keyshawn, you the flagship of Top Rank, really, right now. His biggest act on his label just crashed out. What are the investors thinking? What are they thinking now? How much confidence do that brew in the Top Rank product, being that this was the major draw here, or the guy that's supposed to be the man? So it's bad timing. I do understand what No Cap is saying. Things happen. It's boxing. It's fighting. It's emotion. But to go to a man, if it would have happened just in the hallway and maybe words where it would have been different, but to go to a man, literally press him because your brother got beat and your brother ain't even mad, it's a bad look. And that wasn't about Albright. That was all about Keyshawn fucking up the bag. He fucked up, and he's trying to find somebody else to blame for it or put that energy on somebody. He fucked up, man. He literally, like, it's sad. Now you got to go back and look at the weed thing again, a different light. And something else, right before all this happened, what was he saying online? All of a sudden, you don't care about the belts no more. You don't want to fight my retire. You don't want to pay for a belt. You start believing I'm a star shit. I'm a star. So basically, that means I can do what I want to do. And that's what you saw, basically. Him just miss weight, blow weight. Now, that's not even missing weight. That's blowing weight. Like, I ain't even trying. Like, bro, this is a multi-million-dollar business, man. And you were the flagship product. This is bad. He should get suspended. He should get
He should not
fined.
get suspended. That's too much.
No, he should get suspended. No,
Caleb
I
Plant
ain't saying
fought
forever, but
Caleb
he
Plant
should
got
get
the
a
fight with Billy
suspension.
Beat
He
his
should
brother
get
in the
fined.
gym. Everybody was cheering it on. When Caleb Plant smacked the T-bone shit out of Jamel Charlo, everybody was cheering it on. He assaulted that man. He assaulted Jamel Charlo.
Hold on,
Took
no
him by
cap.
surprise. Smacked the dog shit.
Salute Miss Mona in the Cash App. I appreciate you, sis. Go ahead, no cap. When I say give me a minute, damn it, that's what I mean. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. I was just saying. But this was, I'm saying when Caleb Plant smacked the shit out of Charlo, everybody was cheering it on. That man was straight up assaulted. And nobody said Caleb Plant need to be suspended. Caleb Plant need to be fined.
But Jamal Charlo assaulted him first in his face, though. Jamal Charlo.
We didn't know that when they first came out. Nobody knew about that. They just saw him get the shit smacked out of him.
No cap. What did I tell you, bro? We're not up here doing comparisons on bad behavior. And that has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. In that particular case, that was Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo. This is Keyshawn and a nigga that he didn't even fight.
I'm saying, but I'm just saying, incidents happen. Sometimes people get into it. I mean, damn, I can't stop people from getting mad at each other.
Too Rich, what do you think his punishment should be? Somebody please turn off that trap phone.
Oh, okay, my bad. I told you I think it should be a suspension, a year suspension, whatever fine. He already lost a purse, so he took the hit. And you got to make them reconsider what and plus you got to set an example for these other fighters coming up. Man, boxing already in a bad place, and this is what we're gonna do with it, turn it into a family barbecue type situation. So you got to set an example. So when I get it, as black folks, we get the grunt. When Ryan Garcia came in overweight, Devin Haney took the fight. When Lemos came in overweight, Keyshawn took the fight. Now Keyshawn comes in overweight. Nah, I ain't taking the fight for you, nigga. We gonna make you hold the bag. So we don't get that same. We got to think more. It is what it is. We have to make decisions better.
And you know what? I can understand all of that, but in this particular case, I applaud Edwin De Los Santos for being professional because, nigga, I came off a 1.5 year layoff with blood clots, other medical issues, and I was able to make weight. And you just fought 5 fucking months ago, and you mean to tell me you can't make weight? I don't want to hear that shit. And as far as Lemos goes, Lemos tried to make weight because he was at 140. Keyshawn brung him back down to 135.
But I agree with De La Santos. I think that was a power play. He still got his money, and we got to set an example, though. We got to set an example, man. So I'm not mad at De La Santos. I think that was a brilliant power play, man. And it is what it is. We got to see what the fallout is. But I definitely think it's going to be a suspension and a fine.
I think that's too harsh, man.
You think a suspension and a fine is too harsh? Yeah. That's right. You don't think nothing should happen to him because scraps happen every day, B. That's exactly what you said, okay?
It's that. Basically, that's true. But at the same time, it's like, man, it's a simple assault. It's not worth prosecuting. It wasn't like somebody got stabbed or seriously injured. No harm, no foul. That's all I can say.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe.
It's like, man, stuff happens. It's good promotion for the next bout. I'm interested.
Good promotion. This is ghetto foolishness at its finest.
It's not ghetto. How's it ghetto?
That's not ghetto. Jumping a nigga that whooped your brother ass is not ghetto. We're not talking about the street. We're talking about.
They had the scrap back in MMA, though. They was jumping. Nate Diaz and Gilbert Melendez and other motherfuckers. They was called the scrap pack. They was jumping motherfuckers and everything.
Hey, but it's still lame as hell. It's still lame as hell.
Be real, and it spill out into places it shouldn't spill out.
Hey, you ain't the color of them folk.
Yeah,
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying this stuff happens. It's gonna happen again. It's not gonna be Keyshawn. It's gonna be somebody else.
Yo, so
hey, but I say this much though. We watched Mike Tyson go to jail. We watched Tank Davis do a hit and run, snatch bitches up in a boxing match, and we watched a lot of stuff. And I don't think it's over for Keyshawn, but you got to let due process take place. And then after due process, then we got to support him, and we got to kind of, hope he come back, get back right. But you got to let due process take place. This shit was stupid, and something got to happen.
Manager Marty, salute. No, but you know what? No, Cap. It's not about the minor scuffle, right? Never mind the fact that he assaulted somebody that he wasn't even fighting, that his brother fought, right? Like, never mind that. What about the message that Too Rich just said? What about the message that it sends to everybody else? Not to mention that ESPN is already done with Top Rank by the end of August. You think anybody else would want to deal with that? These are the type of fighters that you possess. We don't want to deal with that. You know how
Maybe I'm just getting old. I just see people get punched at press conferences.
Come on,
pieces.
You're making excuses.
When Galata put the 5 piece on Ready Bo Nuts, the whole arena was fighting.
Oh, no cap is full
the
of
whole
cap.
arena was fighting.
Manager Marty, what's up?
Salute everyone on the panel.
Salute Manager Marty.
Salute to you.
Salute.
Jab Queen Boxing, thank you for having me. As you know, I'm actually outside at a family engagement, and I'm going to go in a few minutes. But I just had to pull up and show you some support, and I thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
I had a question or something. I'm just trying to figure out. Keyshawn Davis was mad that his brother lost a fight, but he wasn't mad that he lost money because he didn't get paid. Is that what's happening? I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I mean, this is what I'm trying to figure out, and that's what I said. You blew weight. You was over there acting like you don't even give a damn. You're smiling, you're laughing, you're walking your brother out like it's no big deal, and then on top of that, you double down with this goofy shit. Like this is amazing to me.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Keyshawn Davis, and everybody on this panel, everybody in boxing, and everybody on YouTube as far as media. We all know this. We're all human, and we're all adults. We know that if Keyshawn Davis was not in Virginia at home, he would possibly not have done that. I'm going to take it a step further. And I didn't want to say this on my platform because I don't want people to get the impression that I'm biased when I say things to promote Philly, my hometown. But if the right people from Philadelphia was in that room, because everybody in that room, except for the promoter of Nair, everybody else was from Sicklerville in New Jersey. Yes, Nair Albright, he was born and raised in my city in Philadelphia. But for the last, I don't know, since he's been a teenager, he hasn't been in the city. Basically what I'm saying is he trains in Sicklerville, New Jersey. They have a different way of doing things. If the right people, and when I say the right people, I'm talking about the ones that's willing to do the wrong things. If the right people was in that room at the time Keyshawn Davis did what he did, we would be having a totally different conversation. The ambulance that was there for the fighters, because that's what their job is for the event, they would have been carrying Keyshawn Davis out of that locker room. In fact, when Keyshawn Davis headbutted Nair, everybody should have moved out. And that's just the reality of what we're talking about. But that did not happen. And so we're having a conversation of Keyshawn Davis being able to go unscathed, get in the hallway after he just headbutt Nair, and he's still acting like an ape. He was still acting like a guy who was from the street, like he was a gangster. Didn't matter if his baby was there or his baby mom or his wife was there. And so what I'm saying is, if you go, and I've been saying this on my channel for years, and I stand by this. If you're going to be a gangster all the way. If you're going to be a civilian, like I tell Bill Haney, and Keyshawn ain't no different. If you're going to be a civilian all the way. Don't be a gangster in certain situations and then want to be a civilian in other situations. I'm not promoting violence. What I'm saying is Keyshawn Davis, he assaulted someone. So will he get suspended and fined? I do not believe he will. Part of the reason I say that is because he didn't violate any rules, because technically speaking, he was not an active participant of the event. So I don't think he's going to get suspended and or fined. Should he get suspended and or fined? Yes, he should, because his actions took place while the promotion was still operating. And when I say promotion, I'm talking about the actual event. At the
Hey,
same
well,
time, though, at the somebody wanted to ask me something. Somebody was saying something.
no,
Sorry.
go ahead, finish
Yeah.
your statement. Go,
Go
go,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Finish, Manager Marty, and then go ahead to Rich.
But at the same time, I believe. Matter of fact, forget what I believe. If I was managing Nair, we call him Wu on the East Coast over here. If I was managing Wu, I would sue Top Rank, Keyshawn Davis. I would sue ESPN. I would sue the police, and 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 I would sue anybody else that put their hand on my client. Very simple. I have my reasons for why I would sue each and every last one of those entities, but I will digress because this is not my platform. But I thank you for letting me come up. I'm gonna be up here for a few minutes, so I
Yeah, no,
digress.
no worries.
Okay.
Go ahead. Did you want to respond to Rich,
Yeah.
and then I want to
Well,
actually say something. But go ahead.
I want to
What's
ask.
up, NHA?
I want to ask Manager Marta. When a question, but a statement get a response. Now, I spoke on a live earlier today, and my thing was this: the boxing fathers, right? Depending on who you like, it's been a lot of criticism for the fathers, right? And my thing with this, one thing we can say about all the fighters of these fathers, they're disciplined. They're disciplined. We can have a problem with the fathers, but the kids are very disciplined. No matter what's Abdullah, Schofield, Haney, Norman, Roach. These are disciplined people. Keyshawn, what we saw was a big act of emotion. Where was the man above Keyshawn? Where was the man that supplied order and discipline? See, we see Keyshawn as the head of the family, and we see a lot of women, and we see a lot of emotion come out of Keyshawn. So I think this gives credit. Sometimes, no matter what we think of these fathers, they establish discipline for the kids. And what we see at Keyshawn is undisciplined. Like I said, we go back to the marijuana situation. We look at it differently. This is undisciplined nature. I'm a fan of Keyshawn, but I'm very disappointed.
I think you raise an interesting point. May I respond, Jab Queen?
Yeah. Then I want
Since
to
you
get NHA in here because he's been
okay,
waiting a minute.
okay, because he did direct that to me.
Yeah, of
So I
course.
do. Okay, so I agree with you about majority of the fathers having that structure with their sons as far as discipline. However, that's what fathers are supposed to do. That's what we do as fathers. So I do think that they should have credit for disciplining their sons, the fathers of these professional boxers. There should be credence in that. In Keyshawn's case, when you talked about we're not seeing a presence from maybe his biological father, um, you asked a good question, and this was the point that I raised on my show earlier this morning. Who was the next man above Keyshawn? It's very
Yeah.
simple. Bomac, his trainer.
Okay. Okay.
And I want to say this because that was an interesting point that you brought up. So, and the reason why I can bring up Bomac is because Bomac and Terrence Crawford went into the dressing room and they apologized to Nair Albright for the inconvenience. That's what Nair said himself personally. He said that. And I actually played the tape when he said it. No, I did not play that portion of the tape, but I did play the portion of the tape where he talked about everything that happened. But he did come out and say in that same interview that Terrence Crawford and Bomac, who obviously trains Keyshawn Davis and the brothers, came in the dressing room and basically apologized to Nair Albright on behalf. Now, the next man above, let's say Bomac, when you are old head, a OG, a man with wisdom, an older man, a man of experience, a man in boxing who obviously can't tame his fighter, you should be held accountable. What should have happened is that no, Bo Mack and Terrence Crawford don't need to apologize on behalf of another grown man. Now, if he was a young kid, very young, like 18, 19, 20, I might let it slide to say I can understand why Bo Mack and Terrence Crawford apologized on behalf of this young man. But Keyshawn Davis is over the age of 25, if I'm not mistaken. His brain is fully developed. He knows
Yeah, I think he's
exactly
27.
27. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he premeditated doing that. And with that being said, in my opinion, what should have happened, which Bo Mack is the next man up, go in there. Hey, look, Nair, I see that there's some issues here. Keyshawn was out of line. I apologize on behalf of the promotion because at the end of the day, I'm still a representation of Keyshawn Davis, and he's a representation of the promoter. But at the same time, stay right there and don't move. I'm gonna go calm Keyshawn down, and no, I'm not gonna apologize to him on his behalf because he's a grown man. But I'll be right back. Stay right there. And then the OG, the old head, the more experienced man with wisdom is supposed to go and check Keyshawn privately as the trainer. Check him, and hold him accountable, and then tell him, if you want me to continue to train you and your brothers, you and your brother gonna come back in the dressing room, and we ain't nobody gonna throw no fists or nothing. Ain't nobody gonna fight. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna maintain professionalism even in this. I'm gonna take y'all back in the dressing room. You're gonna apologize to that man. You're gonna apologize to that man. And we're gonna settle it right there. And then that's the end of it. That's what the next man up's supposed to do. But that didn't happen. So my thing is, yes, I agree with you. Obviously, there's some issues with, Keyshawn Davis and maybe his upbringing, different things of that nature, him lacking discipline, him lacking organizational structure, and this is the consequences of not having a father in the household. We get that. However, the next man up was Bo Mack. And Bo Mack had enough sense to go apologize on Keyshawn's behalf to Nair. So if you had enough sense to do that, the right thing to do is go check that man and make that man stand in that man's face and apologize to him. But that didn't happen either. And so all I'm saying is, since that did not happen, then there's some other consequences that need to take place. I digress.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, NHA. What's up?
What's up, Jack Queen? It's crazy. I didn't even know you had a channel. That's my fault for not knowing, but I would
No,
definitely
it's all
came
right.
and
No, it's
pulled
okay.
up.
I've been in the witness protection program, so we all good. I'm starting to get a little more parole. Now, what's up though? I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but I was expressing my, I guess, frustration with Keyshawn and the way he handled the situation over the last 48 hours. Specifically the incident that took place after the fights. So my question was, what do we think needs to be Keyshawn's punishment? No Cap flew in here with his cape on, ready to cap, and said nothing.
I was not caping. Y'all overreacted. This overreaction to this.
This is what I'm talking about, and this is what I've been dealing with, NHA. So please shed some light on
Yeah.
this. So what do you think? Somebody being chased by the police? What's happening?
Yeah.
So
No,
what
this
do
is
you
hilarious.
think? What do you think should happen?
As I mentioned on Two Cents Live a couple of days ago, we missed weight. I mean, I'm a big Keyshawn fan. Been supporting the young man for since he was third and fourth fight. Saw the potential, but that shit he pulled, missing the weight and just being nonchalant about it, clowning around. I was like, I got no respect for that. And then on top of that, you go and pull this bullshit. All I could say, this is, what I'm saying, this is from the bottom of my heart, is that man needs to check himself into some type of a treatment because that's not somebody with what I'm saying, that's mentally stable. You're legit committing, what I'm saying, a career suicide in front of the, what I'm saying, in front of the public's eye. Something's not right with this kid. And this is not, I'm saying, it's not saying this making excuses for him because as, I'm saying, everybody in the panel rightfully point out, he's a grown ass man. He's 27 years old. So he has to take responsibility for his actions. He has to take responsibility to try to get help. But that man needs some goddamn help. because he's crashing out, you know what I'm saying, in front of the whole world. Like literally, like within the span of, you know what I'm saying, a couple of days. And see, we just seen his stock, his image just plummet. This is an epic crash out. Now, yeah, but I also want to point out another thing that, you know what I'm saying, Magic Marty, salute Magic Marty, putting the onus on Bomac for, you know what I'm saying, for anything involving this is asinine.
Yeah, I
You
don't agree
can't
with
say
that.
Keyshawn, we can't, you know what I'm saying, say Keyshawn's a grown ass man and saying, you know what I'm saying, but Bomac needed to do more, you know what I'm saying, in this situation. Bomac did what he's supposed to do. We don't know how he apologized to, you know, Albright and his team. We don't know what was transpired. We don't know if he apologized on behalf of Keyshawn. We don't know if he apologized on behalf of his team and his promotion. He could have did either one of them things. But at the end of the day, he went in there and apologized because Keyshawn is part of his team. That he did what he needed to do. Bomac don't need to do nothing else. Bomac never claimed to be Keyshawn's father figure. I ain't never heard him claim to be Keyshawn's mentor. He, maybe Bud treats him like a little bro and shit. But at the end of the day, shit, he's a grown ass man. There's only so much I
Didn't
can
Bud
do
swing
for you.
on Benavidez at the
Here
Yeah,
we
WrestleMania?
go. Here you
he
go.
did.
No cap.
And now
He
if that would have
did.
connected, but so
That's
Bud had been
different
suspended for
though.
swinging
That's
it, and that was a
different.
real.
That's different.
He was angry, bro. If Benavidez wasn't on his shit, he would have got put to sleep.
Let me tell you something, y'all. Hold on. The
What
fact
that
that
got to do with Keyshawn?
yeah, I'm about to say the fact that we're even making analogies, bringing up other situations, it's all bad behavior, yo. And I don't like the fact that although I said yesterday we have to support our black fighters, you know, obviously we have to surround them and still make them feel love when they take a loss. That does not mean we cannot hold their feet to the fucking fire when they out here doing goofy shit. This makes us all look bad, yo.
It
Not
don't
just
make us look
DB3.
bad. It made Keyshawn look bad. That's
Man,
it.
no, it don't. You know how they look at us, bro.
So
It makes us
what?
look bad as a damn community. It makes us look
No, it
bad in
don't.
general. It makes
It's
us
a
look like we can't
boxing
handle
event.
our business. It makes us look like we can't handle a loss. And he wasn't even a nigga fighting. That's the
Sometimes
craziest
things
shit
get
in the
chippy.
world
They
to
was
me.
always talking shit
You know
between
what?
each
No
other the
cap.
whole build up.
This is ridiculous.
I'm
What's
not
up,
saying
He
Juicy?
Keyshawn
got
was right. He was out of line. He was out of
What's
line.
up? What's up,
But
Juicy?
stuff happens.
Oh my
What up?
God.
What up? What up? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. What up, Jab Queen? Boxing, I love your
salute,
show, man.
salute.
Love coming on here. Normally, I
This
don't
is
come on
ridiculous.
lives the day I have a live because
Mm-hmm.
by the time I get on my live, I'm like, shit, I already said this stuff like 5 times. But
Tired, right? I know.
this is a very interesting topic, and I want to come on here and get my 2 cents about it because I hear what Jab Queen is boxing saying that make us look bad as a community and all that, and I understand that perspective. Even though I'm kind of with no cap, I don't really subscribe to that. I don't think that one quote unquote black person actions is indicative of everybody. I don't think that's fair. But I get what you're saying, Jab Queen Boxing, and you're right. We are viewed that way. It's unfortunate and it's unfair,
Mm-hmm.
but it is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. But also to no cap, I want to say I get it. A lot of people saying, "Oh, well, this fighter did this time. This fighter grabbed his wife's booty. This fighter was smoking at the thing." Like, I get it. Fighters do things. I get it. And the public usually overreacts, and I understand that too. So part of this is an overreaction, yes, but also at the same time, it's a major crash out. And it's not a major crash out because they fighting at the fight, this and that. They jumping it. They do that. I get it. The issue is the way it's done, the way it was done, his reaction to it, and his behavior that he continued to exhibit throughout the time after he had already
Mm-hmm.
fucked up. Now you in somebody's lock. You wasn't even in the fight. Let's start with that. Usually when
Yes.
stuff is going on with fighters, they're the ones fighting. This nigga wasn't even in the fight. And I'm not here to hate on Keyshawn or down talk Keyshawn. Do I think Keyshawn can overcome this? Possibly. I do think he could overcome it. Do I think him and his brothers can work it out and fix it? They can, but it's a stain. And we're going to talk about it. And we're not going to compare it to other situations because it's absolutely not the same. Keyshawn Davis came into a fight. He missed weight, didn't have any intention on making the weight. Okay, that's not cool, but whatever. It's boxing. People do it. Cool. Then the fight gets canceled, which does not usually happen. Oh, Tank missed weight. Oh, this fighter missed weight. Oh, this fighter missed weight. But what's their fight canceled? Were they the headliner in their own hometown? Did they have their brothers on the card that they putting them on their back and taking them along the journey with them? Keyshawn had a lot of responsibility. And then I watched another interview.
Yep.
I'm gonna go over it tonight on my live. He got things going on in the city. He about to get grants to open up gyms. He about to do
He
all
got
of
the
this.
keys to the
He
city,
can't
baby.
afford to do shit like this, y'all. And that's why it's a problem, and the scrutiny. And that's why people gonna come at him, because you had the eyes of the public. You had the boxing world. You had us. Everybody waiting. We've been anticipating for this fight. We've been talking about this fight. Content creators making videos about this fight. This is how you know you're on the rise. When people start talking about you, making videos about you. I throw a Keyshawn video up. It gets some views. It gets some traction. So that lets you know that your name is buzzing. Now you buzzing for the wrong thing. Now, even if you're able to overcome this, it's always going to be held against you because you're a black fighter. It's
And the
always
weed
going to be
thing.
held against you.
We still talk about the weed thing. You know what
But
I'm saying? Well, that was
he kind of slid with the weed
I was
thing.
just
Nobody
about to
even
say.
gave him no real criticism for that.
And
He
that
like, "Oh, you
started
smoking
dying
weed too."
down.
Right.
Yep, it started
But
dying down because of all the good you started to do.
and you
And
thinking
now
he
look.
changing, and I said this on my live. He was saying all that great stuff about Tank Davis, and I'm like, he's saying that now, y'all. But it's gonna be a time, I guarantee you, he's gonna contradict the hell out of himself. And he just did it this weekend. And I do agree with whoever came on and said something is going on with Keyshawn mentally. It is, and we already know that because he's came out and told us he had mental issues.
I'm
So
not giving him a
I
pass for
think
that.
understand, but like I say, I deal with mental issues personally within my family, so I know how I go. And a lot of people wonder, like, how you knew this fighter was gonna do this? Because I can recognize the patterns and the behavior. Because, like I said, I deal with mental illness on the in-law side of my family, so I see it. So I do take that into consideration that he may have some mental stuff going on. However, that's no excuse. Because if you do something illegal and you got mental stuff going on, your ass is going to jail. You're gonna be in the mental part of the jail, but you going. So whatever he needs to do I think that was NHA that said that. Whatever he needs to do to get his mental in order, because I'm telling you what happened. Once he missed that weight, he started spiraling out of control and escalating. And I guarantee you, before that fight, he was doing other things to lead up to that. And people was probably telling him, chill out, relax, chill out, relax. And it's obvious that his younger brother, because his older brother, the other brother was telling him, chill out, you messing up the money. Why you doing all that? But his other brother crashing out with him. So I'm not sure who's around Keyshawn or whatever the case may be, but this is it. He can't afford to fuck up no more. He can't afford to look bad in no fights. He can't be, and it's unfair, but it is what it is. Like, you brought this on yourself. You brought all this attention to yourself only to let everybody down. And I think that's what everybody is upset about. And that's my 2 cents about that.
Yeah, I will have to say that I agree, but I mean, if we're being honest, and that's why I left this on the screen. Some people can deal with life better than others, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like you said, you are a grown man. You have more riding on this event than not, and more than others. So I get it. The pressure may have built, but then that lets me know that you can't stand up to pressure. Pressure busts pipes, or it makes diamonds. You know what I'm saying? And in this particular case, your pipe done bust and the cup run is over. You know what I'm saying? With absolute nonsense and foolishness. So I don't know if he has mental issues. I know that's what's been said, but go get yourself some medication, go get yourself some help, and learn how to deal with life's issues. Like an Abdullah Mason, who at the last minute was made to be, mute yourself, Big Dre, was at the last minute elevated to the main event, and he did what? He stepped up and he put on. You know what I'm saying? That's how you handle pressure if you are meant to be a star. So what I'm hearing is Keyshawn is not really meant to be a star because he cannot handle pressure.
Yeah, I think it got everything to do with the stardom. So I'm gonna tell you like this, like I say, on my channel, everything hashtag psychology. That's the area I come from when I talk is psychology. And what I see that most people don't see, what did Keyshawn start talking about before all this happened? Before we knew he was gonna blow away, he started talking about the belts don't no longer do the belts matter. He don't want to fight my retire. I don't want to pay for no belt. And he started to have this language. We heard Ryan Garcia had this language. We heard Tank Davis have this language. All these people, whether it's Tank talking about retirement, that's mental. Whether it's Ryan Garcia, whatever the fuck he got on, is mental. And what Keyshawn got going on is mental. And it's like you say, it's the stardom sometimes. It's a lot of pressure. But some of the businesses, like I say, Keyshawn's about to be a flagship product. That's a lot of pressure. All of a sudden, you're thinking about how to be a star. So you can come in overweight, you're going to push Deli Santos, and you're going to be a star, just like they praise Ryan Garcia. You see what I mean? But it don't happen like that for us as black folk. We don't get those same passes a lot of time. And even if we do, it come with some mental issues. Because money is not enough to drive people, man. Y'all got to realize that money is not enough. Tank making all the money, talk about retirement. Money is not enough. You got to do it for something. You got to do it for something that keeps you disciplined. Without that discipline, you're going to crash out. And with all of them, you see a form of crashing out. So it just he got to get refocused. But when he go through his just due process, and whatever happened, we then got to support him like we support all the other great boxers.
Yeah,
But
I'm not saying that we don't support him. I'm not saying we leave a nigga by the wayside, but his feet do need to be held to the fire because I feel like too often when it's us, although we do get the shit into the stick a lot of the time. So guys, I'm not here just stomping on Keyshawn's name, but I am going to hold him accountable because with everything that takes to be great, this is part of it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown you want to put on your head, my nigga. So you have to learn how to move accordingly. We, unfortunately, do not get room for mistakes. We, unfortunately, do not get room for errors. For us to be great, we got to damn near be perfect.
Yep.
And when we're not, I understand we have to rally around each other and we have to make sure we support them as a community. However, I do not support goofy shit. Black, white, purple, orange, green. I'm not supporting it. I don't care who do it. And that's just the facts of the matter. That was goofy shit, followed by a series of other goofy shit. So mental issues or not, I'm sorry. If you need some help, step away from boxing and go get that. But don't be in my face acting goofy and tell me I got to support you anyway because you got mental problems. Guess what, nigga? I was born black. I got mental problems. You understand me? My heart jump every time a cop get behind me. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I get a little leery every time I see too many Caucasian people around me. So don't give me that shit. Mentally, you need to be strong, or if you are mentally weak, go somewhere and get yourself some help. Big Dre, what's up? Big Dre, what's up? You can hear us?
Shout out Big Dre. He out there working on that car.
What's up?
Some masculine activity going on.
I wanted to just hop on and follow up what 2 Cents said, along with something that I've been thinking about this morning. Because first of all, it was the missed weight. And then first of all, it's calling out Abdullah at 135, knowing that you're not going to make 135. Secondly, it's the missed weight. Not by a little bit, not by an excessive amount, but by an egregious amount. It was not enough to get the fight automatically canceled, but it was more than enough that you weren't going to be forced to lose the weight. This is where he did damage not only to himself, his bank account, his promoter's bank account, his trainer's bank account, his brothers. He did damage to his brand, because he got to realize that he's just not Keyshawn Davis. He's DB3. And DB3 is not just Keyshawn Davis. They all a part of it. So when you and your brother go in and attack somebody who just happened to beat one of your brothers, that's a bad look. It's a bad look for you. It's a bad look for your brother. It's a bad look for your brand. I mean, brand integrity is paramount these days. And if you go out there acting foolish and messing up the brand, there's not a whole lot you can do to come back from that because you are associated with that brand. Now, the punishment for him can be, anything. It could be, suspension. It could be, a monetary fine or something like that. But he's at a position where he messed up the brand. People would, the NFL will tolerate a lot of stuff, but don't mess with the brand. The NBA will tolerate a lot of stuff, but don't mess with the brand. The brand is special. And he went out there, he messed up the bag, he messed up the fight, he messed up the promoter, he messed up the brothers. But most of all, he messed up the brand. You know, he's been promoting DB3, 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 but when DB3 go out and do something stupid, it reflects on all of DB3, no matter which one of them did it. You know, the promoter lost money, the venue lost money, Keyshawn lost money. You know, nobody won in that situation. Nobody. De Los Santos didn't win, even though he got his purse. He didn't get to fight for that belt, which is what he wanted to do. And if he'd have in any way possible been able to come out on top, you know, he would have been a big winner. But the fight was canceled. He couldn't get that opportunity, so he lost. You know, it was a loss all the way around. Everybody lost, and nobody came out looking good. You know, DB3 is tarnished, and who's to blame? Only
The
one
star
person.
of DB3. So let me ask you this, Big Dre, and then I think I don't know if Toussaint gave her response. No cap. He still got his cape on, ready to cap. Let me ask you something. You told me the boy don't need no punishment. I'm gonna get back to you.
No,
But
that's
Big Dre,
absurd.
what
Player
do
suspension
you?
and all that. That's a worse things have happened in boxing. Like I'm already with
He
you.
deserves suspension, bro. How do you think he
No, he
doesn't
does
get
not.
any
It's
kind of
because a little
consequences
No
in
smoke.
this
cap, no
game?
cap. Them
This
people
is
got punished
ridiculous.
though. Them people got punished though.
Who
No
got
cap when
who
that stuff
punished Terry
happened.
Holmes when he
Okay.
jumped up that
Yeah.
limousine and drop kicked that
First of all,
dude?
he wasn't even in the
Hold on,
damn
hold on.
fight. This is ridiculous.
When Ellerby them jumped in the ring, they got punished. When people pushing and punching people that
That's in the
face
because they
offs, they
violated the
get
boxing rules.
All
fined.
right,
He's
all
supposed
right,
to
They
all
be
right.
get
Hold
fined.
on, hold on. Go ahead, Big Dre. What do you think should happen to him? Because no cap is ridiculous.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think a 1 year suspension would be adequate. And the reason I go for 1 year is because anything less than a year is, you know, normal time between fights. That year is a long time, so that puts him a year out from the date of the incident. Actually, it should be a year out from the date of the suspension, not from the date of the incident, but the date of the suspension. Um, and take 90 days to pass it to suspension. You know, make him realize that the end result is not worth the effort. Um, he's talking about going to 140. Sure, go to 140. You get ranked at number 18. Start at the bottom of the barrel. You can't fight nobody higher than a 10. You got to get 2 fights in before you are allowed to fight anybody who's ranked higher than 10.
some
That's
years.
that's my thought, and I may be wrong about it, but you know, and yes, he's a good fighter, so yes, he can go in and take on that first guy, bam, bam. 90 days later, take on the next guy, bam, bam, and be right back in the mix. But hey, make him go through the gauntlet. Make him go through the training camps. Make him do what's necessary to be humbled, because that's what it's going to take. If you don't get a suspension, he won't be humbled. If he don't get punished, he will not be humbled. And that's going to be the key to it. He has to be humbled. You know, he got that little slap on the wrist for the marijuana. Okay, bam, the fight was ruled a no contest. He faced the fine, but he's still out there. Bam, next thing you know, he's fighting for a championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's it's
NHL.
it's a long road. It's a long way to go back, and he needs to rebuild the brand of DB3. That's what I got to say. I'm gonna jump off because I'm about
Okay.
to start this mower, and it's
All
gonna
right.
make a lot of noise. So,
Okay.
but I'll
Okay.
be listening.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
NHA, what you got, baby? What,
Yeah,
what, what do you think his punishment should be?
I mean, I don't think. I mean, he definitely deserves some type of punishment. There's got to be some type of repercussions. But again,
So what
some
about
people,
this? You,
yeah,
you think this is right? You think 2 years?
2 years. Nah, hell no. That's like, come on. I
No,
mean, bro, it's like that. That's you might as well just tell them to just retire from boxing. It's like you
no, you
just
can come out 2 years.
castrate them. It's just like that's crazy. I think he
Not
deserves some
2 years.
type of repercussion. 2 years is
Not even
crazy.
a
I
year.
even think, I even think that 1 year is crazy. But I think they should stipulate that he needs to get some help. Now I'm gonna fall back and say something because y'all, my comment earlier got misconstrued. I'm not making no excuses for what I'm saying, for this man. I'm just pointing out what's so what I see, what I know, because I have people in my immediate family that struggle with mental health, they could be fine and dandy, you know what I'm saying? But, the fact that they have, so what they call a mental, a chemical imbalance in their brain, they're more liable to snap and crash out. Like, clearly we see Keyshawn doing. Like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to diagnose them. But from my perspective, it looked like that man is struggling with something. And the fact that he already came out and said he's dealing with it, like, and he ain't the first boxer that's come out and saying it. Motherfuckers get punched in the head for a living. So, just put that in perspective too. Like, Tank came out and said, what I'm saying, he's trying to work on his mental, stability. Who else? I mean, so we got other T.O., Ryan, and it's not far fetched, to think and to see that there is something wrong with this kid.
Can I respond to NHA?
Yeah, let him finish first, Toussaint. Go ahead, NHA. Finish and then Toussaint.
Yeah, but it comes. What I'm saying is, like, I don't. He definitely needs some type of fucking, repercussion. There has to be, because without repercussions, there's no incentive for him to try to get better, or for him to, learn from it. I think whatever punishment they hit him with, I think a year is too crazy, but whatever punishment they hit him with, they need to, they need to mandate he gets some type of treatment, to treat whatever he's going. Because if he doesn't take care of that, whatever punishment they hit him with a year from now and shit, y'all think a motherfucking is insane? If you don't treat whatever he's got going on internally and mentally, you think that year punishment is going, going to help him change his behaviors and shit? No, it's not. But that's all I got.
All right, Toussaint, you wanted to respond, and then I actually want to say something. Go ahead.
I want to say this real quick, just to throw my 2 cents out there, right? Yes, you're correct. A lot of these fighters do mention that they're struggling with mental health issues and things like that. The difference is, though, you got Tank coming out. Yeah, I'm struggling. I want to get counseling and this and that, but I do understand it may change some things inside of me. If I do that, I got to keep this fight or whatever it is I have, because that's probably what's driving them. But if Tank is crashing out behind the scenes, he's not doing it when the eyes are on him. And that's the issue with Ryan Garcia, and that's the issue with Keyshawn Davis, is that you're crashing out when the attention is on you. And even though I understand you may have mental illnesses and the pressure and things may get you to act this way, cool, I understand that, but that don't matter in the reality of things in real life. Albright can fucking sue Keyshawn Davis, and it wouldn't be like a Devin Haney type of suit where he gonna get ridiculed and all that, because bruh, you assaulted me, bro. You assaulted me. You and your brother came in my locker room, and a lot of people on my panel was last night was like, well, how they even get in the locker room? What do you mean how they get in the locker room? He thought he was coming to congratulate him. And instead, he assaulted him. He could press charges. He could file a lawsuit. There's a lot of things that Albright could do. And if he did them, I wouldn't blame him. We're talking about what type of consequences should he have as far as boxing go. Let's talk about the type of consequences he should have as far as real life go. Because this wasn't in the ring. You wasn't even in the fight. It has shit to do with you for real. So if you get charges pressed on you and get a misdemeanor or a record, or have to be on probation, or you get a lawsuit filed on you, I think those are the type of consequences that he should have to deal with, honestly, so that he can understand the reality and things of real life. Because a lot of times when people got this name and this recognition, especially where they're from, they get away with a lot of things. Now, I don't know if Keyshawn been doing shit and been getting away with it, which emboldened him to think that he could do this. I don't know if he was just crashing out from the stress of messing up so bad and getting all the scrutiny and the criticism, and instead of what a sane person would do, would just kind of sit back and chill and be like, damn, I messed up. He just made the situation worse. And he's 26 years old, guys. He sat on here and tell y'all stories about how his DL friend Keyshawn Davis, according to Boxing Hacker, helped him out of all of these hard places and low places, and he was suicidal.
Toussaint, I'm so sorry. We don't say that name here. Okay.
Oh, my bad, my
Continue.
bad.
Continue.
And he was this and that. So he already is aware of his condition, that he has mental issues. So at this point, you should have been doing what you needed to do to curb that and or get it under control, because you are aware of how it can affect you and how it can affect your boxing career. You already know that. So the whole mental illness things, and he got mental things going on, it's all true. But bro, you 26 years old. You a grown ass man. You not no teenager. You don't not understand what's going on. You know what's going on. You know you got issues. You need to fix that. So whatever consequences come his way, I don't have any issue with that. And hopefully it's some real life consequences. I ain't talking about no 6-month suspension from boxing. I'm talking about some real life shit, because these young people got to understand that it's real life out here. It's real life out here. Y'all have to act accordingly. And what Chris Trucker said, y'all got to stop blaming these dudes' mamas and they fathers not being there. I
Facts.
get it. It comes to a point to where you a grown ass person and you are aware of what you went through in your childhood and those things, and you fix that and you grow up and you become mature and you work on being a better person. You not 26, 27, 30 years old talking about you acting like this because your daddy wasn't in the house. Like, we got to stop that for real.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
hold on, hold on,
and
hey, hold
hold
on.
on, hold on, hold on.
Hold up.
I
Hold up.
agree. I agree. The issue is with Keyshawn, and like you said, I hear a lot of that. Like, he's a kid, he still has time to grow up. Keep in mind, this man is 26, 27 with a family of his own, and his decisions affect more than just him, y'all. They affect his brothers, they affect his mother, they affect his sisters who he had singing for him at his last fight. So he is a quote unquote business. So when he crashes out, it makes everyone around him collateral damage. So I think that we all need to keep that in mind while we're trying to give him passes. Somebody needs to mute. While we're trying to give him passes and excuses for his behavior. I understand if he may have some sort of issues that he's working through, and that's cool. Go work on them. But to me, Keyshawn has gotten big-headed, and I'm really not sure why. I mean, he working and we see him, but it's being overshadowed by his foolishness. And I continue to see him getting bigger and bigger headed after every fight or every opportunity. More and more I see him on these interviews. He's becoming cockier and cockier. And for real, he is a good fighter. Yes, but you ain't really done nothing. So he really needs a dose of reality. And like Tucson said, hopefully, if he does have real life consequences, it doesn't ruin his career, but it's enough to make him realize that this type of shit is unacceptable. You were not the one even in the fight. You salty for your brother who's not even salty. You know what it's like to be in there with Albright, because like I said, in my personal opinion, you won by the skin on your damn teeth. So let's just keep that all in mind, yo. I get it, he has mental issues and all of that, but to me, that's nothing but a foundation for a fucking excuse that I'm not giving him. Y'all could do what y'all want, but me, he ain't getting no pass. Horrible activity. Businessman, my ass.
All right, well, check this out, right? All that is right, and if we can remove the mental issue, let's say it was no mental issue, right? It's a 26-year-old boy. Tell me what 26-year-old boy you bet in the house on to do everything right, and you
He is
giving him
not no
hundreds of
boy,
millions of
bruh.
dollars. You know what I'm saying? Young men learn as they go. They learn as they go. If you don't have nobody to guide you, you're going to make mistakes, and then you're going to learn from those mistakes. That's how it works. You don't come in the package. It's all included. Oh, you're a business, so you absolutely know how to act. By the way, go beat somebody's head off. Also, go perform for the cameras and be a star in the press conference so everybody can be happy while handling all your business perfectly. It don't work like that. That's why you got a team. That's why you have to have mentors and people to guide. When you look at Abdullah Mason, you see the training. You see the training. He's being trained. You see what I'm saying? He has good people
Bro, he's
above
with
him.
Bomac and Terrence Crawford now. What is you
Ain't
saying?
no 26-year-old man on the street, boy on the street, you betting the house on to have everything together at 26 years old. Family, they
You
got
tripping,
babies all
Rich.
over the place. That don't mean you're a man because you got a baby and a family. You have to learn on the go. It's experience. It's called experience. So older man in your life will help you, guide you on those experiences. You see what I mean? So if you saying, oh, he's gonna do it himself, okay, let him make his mistakes and let him learn from it, because that's how it works.
So basically, what I'm hearing from you is you another one blaming the fact that he don't have his father at damn 30 years old. You ain't learned how to do
No,
that
what
already?
I'm saying is, it's cool. You don't have your fault. Okay, he's gonna make his mistakes, and he got to learn from it. That's the only way it works. He got to make his mistakes, and he got to learn from it. But when you look at Abdullah's and you seem to be very impressed, don't separate it from what's above Abdullah. You can't separate it. Abdullah ain't doing it by himself. He's not. He got a very good team. Everybody seems to know you got to have a good team around you. That don't change. Whether it's a family, whether it's a team, whether it's an organization, somebody's above you. If you're the one at the top, you're gonna make a mistake if you haven't learned where the mistakes are. Clearly, you thought you was a star, you could do what you want to do, and that was wrong. Now he knows. I hope he knows.
I hope.
But
Well,
look,
I hope.
let's take a look at the mistakes he made, though, Rich. I hear what you're saying, but he didn't make a mistake like, oh, he missed weight. That's not a mistake you should be making in boxing, period.
Oh,
You're
bad,
correct.
bad, bad, bad.
And not only did he miss weight, he did it in his hometown where he had you see what I'm saying? The mistakes I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying you wrong, but what guidance do you need to not walk in somebody else's locker room and beat them up because your brother lost the
I
fight?
know. Hey, I know. It's bad. Yeah, I'm
And
making
that's
a
a lot.
short now, man. I'm criticizing. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's
This is
bad.
crazy. Aunt, what's up, Aunt?
Hey,
Aunt.
but look, I'm gonna get out there. Appreciate you letting me come up, Jack Queen. I'll be in the chat.
Of
All right.
course, too, Rich. Anytime, babe. Aunt,
All right.
what's going on? You still on mute? Aunt. Okay, well, I don't know what he got going on. But
Yep, I'm
no
here.
cap.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
what's
here.
up? What's up, Aunt?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you, babe. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know too, Rich. I feel you because at 26 years old, you don't know everything, but those ain't no damn mistakes. Those is dumbass decisions, and I made some dumbass decisions myself. So I think I'm pretty qualified to speak from that perspective. I mean, he ain't even miss weight. He skipped weight. Missing weight is you come in a pound over, maybe a couple ounces, something like that. You come in at 139, you ain't even really try to make weight for real, for real. So that right there is not a mistake. That's just a bad decision. And then also knowing the magnitude of the event, like Big Dre was alluding to, this isn't just a Keyshawn Davis affair, it's DB3 as a whole. You know what I'm saying? This is the whole team. So that was bad decision number one. Then number two, the night of, your brother loses and you go and jump this man in the locker room. That's a horrible decision. And then to make matters even worse, you got your damn baby with you in the middle of a melee. You got a 7-month-old in a stroller. And then after things settle down a little bit, then you come to your senses like, oh shit, I got my baby with me. And then who knows how things could have escalated if Nia Albright's people were to take it to another level. You know what I mean? Like that's just bad decision making.
Well, wasn't that what happened backstage? It was his brothers. That's what took place. From my understanding, his brothers found out what Keyshawn and them did, so it was a whole rumble backstage because of that. This is what I'm talking about. Continuous bad decisions followed by more bad decisions erupting into a whirlwind of bad. Like, I mean, look, the baby, them, everybody has said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? This was not even your fight, bro. You're salty because your brother lost. Your brother wasn't even salty. He was the only one back there trying to break it up. D Free, what's up?
What's good? What's good? What's going on, everybody on the panel?
What's
The word.
up?
Yeah, I agree everything that Ant said. And the thing is, even if the nobody that was in the hallway took it to another level and it just got out of control and the security tried to control the crowd and they started mace, your child is right there. The child is going to get affected by the mace as well as everybody else, and that's a 7-month-old. Their system is not fully developed yet, So you have a child in that atmosphere that can possibly get harmed because of your immaturity. It's just a bad look all the way around. The whole weekend was just bad from the Davis camp. It was just bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. I mean, he might need to sit down. And we was talking about this earlier. If I was Bob Erm, and I would give Davis an ultimatum. If you want to stay on the promotional company, the only way you stay on the promotion company, you got to get in the ring with Albright next at 140. You got to get in the ring with him. He wants to fight you. He wants to have a rematch with you. Y'all went in and assault that man while he was celebrating. You got to get in the ring with him. That's the only way you stay on the promotion company. If not, then we're going to release you and we see if you can find a deal with somebody else.
And see, that's the thing. That's what Albright said too, right? So it's all right. That's the aftermath of, you assaulting this man. But what other consequences? Because you know what? If you felt that way, then you should have initiated that. You should have went to Bob after you saw him mollywop your brother and be like, yo, I want the rematch with him next. You assaulted him, which means you took it too far already. So there needs to be other consequences besides a rematch, because that's ultimately paying him for his bad behavior. So there needs to be something outside.
And what is going on with these top ranked fighters? Like, they need to get them under control. T.O. running around being racist and saying all kind of crazy stuff, pissing off people. Keyshawn out of control. Like, what is going on with these young fighters? They are so disappointing, and I don't get it.
They're mentally
you had the whole
weak.
fatal
they're young.
card that didn't come out too good.
No, they're not.
Bro, they're not
they're
young.
Not, bro.
They
grown.
You just said
Abdullah Mason is young. Abdullah Mason is young.
But
he's 19, you just said 20 years old.
You said he's young fighters.
Career. I'm talking about in their career. Yeah, I'm talking about their career. This generation of fighters. It's like when they have their moments, they crumble. And I don't understand why they're crumbling in their moments. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a promotional thing.
Hold on, NHA. I think that goes back to what I said earlier, Tucson. They're not mentally capable of handling Stardom. I mean, I just don't understand it, right? This is what you guys are chasing. Y'all all chasing Tank, clout chasing Tank because of, I guess, the money he receives, but he does not want the Stardom. You don't see Tank on social media when he don't have a fight. These niggas is on social media every time I open up my goddamn X. Every time I go to my Instagram, they're on social media. It's because of the age that they're in, the age group. They're in that social media age group, and they are mentally fragile, yo. This is why they're afraid to take losses. But apparently they're not afraid to look bad or at least act out in public. They're not handling themselves as grown men. So I don't know if they need to start giving these young men mentors when they come into the game or what have you. But this is horrible. This does not make him look good. His brothers look good. Like you said, Top Rank look good, and they're already shopping around for another platform. Who's going to want to take him with his stable out of control like this?
And Keyshawn could have been a selling point he was going to use to try to get a new platform.
He was supposed to be.
Star at Top Rank right now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
he was supposed to be. He shot that down.
He got a. Well, I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, because now you have a young fighter who move in the right way that you can focus your new platform on in Abdullah Mason, because Abdullah Mason is moving the right way. Abdullah Mason is going to fight for the title in his next fight. And so from what I heard, it's going to be Abdullah Mason versus De Los Santos for the vacant belt, which is a good fight. I would love to see that fight. I think Abdullah Mason is ready to be champion. And I said it, by the end of this year, he was going to be fighting for a title by the end of this year. It just happened to be going to be his next fight. So, I mean, they got somebody where they can base their future on if they handle this the right way.
And you know what, too? It's interesting that you say it like that, too, D-Free, because I don't know if it was last night, all of us, right? I think on the Dust Channel, we were all amazed at how Top Rank basically just aired the shit out. Just aired that dirty laundry right on out. There was no trying to like hide it or keep it, you know what I'm saying? Like handle it internally.
It's good. At the end of the day, it's good promotion. So Top Rank, they took advantage of it.
I'm gonna get you. But no, I feel like because they know they have Abdullah Mason, because if it all hinged on Keyshawn, I don't think they would have been so quick to do that. But I think because they know that.
It's just
I
drama.
think, you don't think so?
Top rank love drama shit like this, man. This ain't the first time they did some sucker shit like that.
They could be the last.
They sending bananas.
Like, Robin attacked Lennox Lewis live on ESPN.
Hold on, one at a
jumped
time.
on the table. They breaking tables like wrestlers.
Who?
Hakeem Robin and Lennox Lewis was fighting on any ESPN.
You know what? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't stopped showing boxing. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It's good television. Sometimes shit gets chippy. I ain't condoning it. I ain't saying nobody got hurt. You know, no harm, no fouls. I keep it moving.
What you mean nobody got hurt? Albright got a big ass golf ball on his damn face.
Man, you can put some ice on that thing. He's straight.
This nigga no cap is ridiculous. Yo, I can't even be bothered.
He be good in the week.
This nigga right here, no cap is on it like yo niggas get jumped every day, B. Like that's not cool. No cap.
I'll see if you got stomped out or something, but it was just a little stuff.
They could have stomped him out. They could have. If his promoters and stuff was not back there, who knows the damage they could have done? They did more damage backstage to him than he got in the goddamn ring.
They did, but you know, that was the head is hard.
He crashed out from mental pressure. That's all it is
on his head, man. The problem is nobody is being reprimanded for their actions. At some point, you got to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Y'all going out of control. We got to put a stop to this. At some point, you got people talking crazy. You got fighters assaulting other fighters while they celebrating in their locker room. It's just out of control. At some point, you gotta say, you know what, man, we about to stop all this. Y'all, you gonna be suspended. You gonna sit down. We gonna put you on the shelf for a little while, and y'all got to get yourself together before y'all decide to come back.
And I agree. It's like Top Rank is the ghetto. Like, what is happening? That was very unprofessional last night. And then I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, what am I watching? I'm thinking my shit automatically switched to the news or something. I'm like, is that Keyshawn back there acting a fool? I can't even call you a sore loser because you're not even a nigga that fought. Your big brother got head, shoulders, knees, and toes put on that ass in a boxing match, in a ring where there's rules and regulations and a goddamn referee. Y'all went backstage and jumped him on some soft shit, yo. I don't care. That's soft, B. If you and 3-4 other niggas gotta go and handle a nigga that beat your brother fair and square, then that tells me you ain't got no confidence in your skills, and y'all niggas are sore losers, yo. You're not even the one that fought. None of your mans is the ones that was in that damn ring with Albright. Yet y'all take it upon yourself to go backstage and do what exactly? Get back because he beat your brother fair and square? Think about how crazy that sounds.
It is crazy. I mean, sometimes things get chippy, you know.
Hey, I
ain't gonna jump on Keyshawn. I'm not a Keyshawn fan.
Hey,
but you know, I'm not gonna crucify him for this.
It's not about being his fan or not, no cap, because I would hope as a fan of whatever boxer, you wouldn't lie for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm
a fan of
the only thing I'm disappointed with Keyshawn is he missed the way he was capping with Abdullah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If that was me and my brothers would have got on me for not handling my business. I was the one that was in the press conference talking about what I'm gonna do. They would have got on me. We wouldn't have went and jumped him because I got beat. They would have got on me. Why you ain't do what you was supposed to do? You let us down. You said you was gonna do this. You said you was gonna do that. And you got us out here looking crazy. They would have got on me, not on him. It wouldn't have been him that got assaulted. I would have got beat up by my brother.
I don't know. Maybe DB3 could just be the villains of boxing. They could be the new Scrap Pack. You know, they
them motherfuckers about to be anything but anything in boxing.
I just want Keyshawn to keep that same energy with Tito Mercado. I want them to jump him.
Listen,
go to his locker room. Get tough with this person and get tough with you.
Thing too.
That's the only thing I want.
They're not going to do that. And to your point, if I'm being 100% honest, those brothers need Keyshawn to elevate them because they're really not that good. They are, you know what I'm saying? But they need him to spearhead their whole movement, and he's out here fumbling the bag. Now, like you said, D-Free, your brother is the one that lost. Go address him like, man, what happened? Because I heard Bomac in the corner giving him some good advice. You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't follow it, or for whatever reason, Albright wasn't allowing him to capitalize on some of the things that Bomac told him to do. But guess what? Oh, well. Rematch the nigga then. You don't go jump him.
Yeah. Do y'all find it strange? Like, I mean, I don't know if when the fight before their fight, there was like a long ass fucking pause. I'm like, what the hell? Why is shit taking so long for them? You know what I'm saying? For the co-main to come on. I was like, I mean, I found that strange. I'm like, I was sitting there waiting and shit, and like, what the fuck is taking so long? Because it should be a smooth transition. I know some people was, you know, saying, oh yeah, that's a top rank promotion, you know, production, they're trash, blah blah. But who knows, man? There could have been some shit going on in the fucking background and shit between both camps.
No, they had a long pause because they were trying to eat up that time because they had to scratch one of the fights. They had a time slot. But because one of those fights got scratched, they had to eat up that time. So,
which fight got scratched?
Which fight got scratched?
Daggone Keyshawn and De Los Santos.
Yeah, they elevated it so there was an open slot. Okay, yeah.
There's supposed to be a certain amount of fights.
Yeah, they had that turkey money. They had
time slot. Don't do that. No cap. We're not doing turkey.
But my thing is, I kind of blame Bomac and Bud as well. You saw listen to what I'm saying. You saw Keyshawn moving the way he's been moving as of late. At some point, they look up to Bud. Bud and Bomac should have pulled Keyshawn to the side. Hey, look, you can't be acting like this. You can't be doing this because you have a brand that you're trying to build. You need to move this way. You need to do this. They look at Bud as a mentor. They look up to Bud. So Bud should have pulled him to the side. Hey man, you can't be acting the way you acting. You can't be missing weight like that. You're supposed to be building a brand.
I mean, Bud is.
How you know you didn't tell him that? But how you know you didn't tell him that?
They take it after Bud because Bud be on that time too.
I'm just saying, how you know Bud didn't tell him all that? Oh, Bomac.
The way things went, but they ain't been moving like that. Bud,
I'm saying this happened within a three day span time. So you're saying you're convinced that Bomac and Bud they had no type of conversation with Keyshawn whatsoever regarding Mr. Weight or anything like that.
What I'm saying
that you're going as far as blaming Bomac.
Hold up.
You said I blame Bomac.
Hold up. Listen.
Go ahead.
Bomac is his trainer. You knew a week ago that he wasn't making weight. They have spots where they test their weight to see where they at. Are you on weight? They knew a week ago he wasn't making weight. They definitely knew Thursday that he wasn't making weight.
Absolutely.
They knew Thursday that he wasn't making weight.
But this is the thing that give me though.
Hold on, no cap. Let him finish.
The word is that morning he was 2 pounds overweight. When he came in for the weigh-in, he was 4 pounds overweight.
Got you. But this is the thing though. This is the thing, yo. Y'all can't say he's a grown-ass man. He needs to be held responsible, but then blame another grown-ass man for his action. Where we do that at?
I ain't saying he needed help. He needed to be.
You just said you blame Bomac.
I blame Bomac for not pulling him to the side and getting into his ear.
Bomac, how you know Bomac didn't pull him to the side?
Saying missing weight though, Bomac was even like, damn. Because to your point, you just said that he was only two pounds from the weight. So that means Keyshawn went and put on another 2 pounds.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying though.
2.3 pounds.
So he was 2 pounds that morning, and then that evening when they went to go weigh in, he was 4 pounds. So if he was 2 pounds that morning, he shouldn't have been eating anything. He shouldn't have been eating or drinking. He should have been trying to cut that weight.
So Bomac's supposed to be. So Bomac's supposed to be on every way around. Exactly.
You said it.
Like, we can't have it both ways. We can't say Keyshawn is a grown ass man. He's responsible. You know what I'm saying? He's responsible for his actions. But then blame Bomac for anything he did.
Hold on, one mic.
That's crazy.
Hold on, D-Free. Hold on. finish up NH, and then you can respond, D-Free, because I want to hear what he's saying. Go ahead, NHA. What?
I'm just saying, it's like we can't have it both ways. We can't say Keyshawn is a grown ass man. He deserved all the criticism. You know what I'm saying? He's responsible for his actions, but then we blame another grown ass man who's not, who's not his blood relative, who's not his father. I mean, he's his trainer. We said, I blame, the man said, I blame Bomac. That's crazy. You can't blame.
First of all, I didn't say have it both ways because I didn't say Keyshawn's a grown ass man. I didn't say that. You didn't hear that come out of my mouth.
Oh, all right, cool. So, I mean, you didn't say that. Okay, so Keyshawn's a baby.
What are you talking about?
But to the point of Bomac, though, may I say this?
Hold up. Let D-Free finish and then go ahead.
If Bomac is his trainer, like I said, you knew that this man wasn't making weight. If he woke up that morning and he was 2 pounds overweight, you telling me Bomac didn't see him at all that day and said, "Hey, you 2 pounds overweight. We need to get you down. You got to weigh in tonight. We need to get you down." No, they didn't do that. That man ate. That man ate and drunk throughout the day so he could put on more weight. He went from 2 pounds being overweight to 4.3 pounds being overweight. The man was literally a couple of ounces from being overweight for 140 pounds.
Cool, but you're assuming Bomac didn't have no conversation with him and shit regarding, him missing weight.
That is his fighter.
Him need to be on point. Cool, but how do you know Bomac didn't have that conversation with him? Can he force? Can he?
The same way you say.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna blame him either.
The same way you say.
I'm not gonna say he didn't.
I mean, it looks bad as a trainer. That's your fighter. Your fighter came in.
And I understand
you. Came in
right.
5 pounds overweight. It looks bad as a trainer.
It looked bad on his team. Yes, I agree that. But to blame him for Keyshawn's action, that is asinine.
I said they should have pulled him to a side a long time ago when this.
You don't know he did that. He could have did that, and Keyshawn didn't do what he did.
You don't know that
exactly.
He did.
And I'm not, but I am not making assumptions that Bomac, didn't.
I'm saying they should have. I'm saying they should have.
How do you know they didn't? When you say they should have, you're assuming they didn't.
I can say what I want to say. You can say what you want to say.
All right, man, I may just make this one point. There's one point.
Go ahead, Ant.
All right, so as far as the Bomac, then we got to take this into consideration. The whole DB3 is under his tutelage. The other two made weight.
Right.
And if he was 2 pounds away from weight, Bomac was probably under the assumption that by the time the weigh-in came, he would be closer to weight. If not, maybe miss it by a hair or something like that, and you get an hour or two to shave the rest of it off. Because you see his response when he heard the weight. He himself, he said, "Damn," he was shocked and surprised.
So you say he thought he was going to be on weight. If he was 2 pounds overweight, he was going to be on weight. What usually happens when you have a fighter that's overweight before training? What usually happens?
What I'm saying is, if he was 137, that's 2 pounds, right, from the limit. Yeah. You could be 135.
Right.
Bomac is probably thinking, all right, by the time we get to the weigh-in, he'll be closer. At the very least, he's probably going to be 136, something like that.
By doing what?
By doing whatever it was that he was supposed to do. Because the other two made weight.
But what I'm saying is, who usually is with them to do what they got to do to make weight? The trainer is.
And the trainer was with the other two.
You think Bomac was supposed to drag him to the sauna and do all that shit? He's a grown ass man.
The trainer is usually the one that does that. They usually is the one putting them in the sauna suit and saying, "Hey, you got to get this weight."
Oh my goodness.
That's what the
trainer.
Right, Keyshawn's a baby. Hold on, because to D-Free's point, we saw what Eubank did. He got his ass in that sauna suit, rolled up like a goddamn hot dog, and made that weight.
Eubanks did.
Yes.
Did. Eubanks did. Keyword. Eubanks did. Yeah, and Keyshawn didn't. That's a Keyshawn thing. Not Bomac.
Hold on, because his
Eubanks
trainer went in the back.
Smacked out of bed with that egg. Smacked him with that egg.
What the hell that got to do with anything? No cap.
They made weight, Todd.
Derek Chisora and they under water in Vladimir Klitschko's face.
Hold on.
You know,
I'm just saying. I don't think there's anything.
Keon and Kelvin made weight.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Keon and Kelvin made weight, and they're under Bomac.
Yep.
So that sounds like that's a decision How the hell you get further from? How you get further from weight? D Free. You think that Bo Mac come? Yeah, just go ahead and go eat and drink and do whatever the hell you want to
But
do.
now you good, bro. You good, Keyshawn, man. You know, go ahead, man.
Just go ahead and just gain a.
We got it the next
You got
fight.
the way coming in later. It's all good.
This is
what I'm
crazy.
saying. What I'm saying is, it was negligence on Bo Mac. He's the trainer. When your fighter is overweight, they're working you out to make sure you make weight. That's what they do. They working you out. Hey, you 2 pounds overweight. We got to get you down before it's time for weigh-in. They're working you out. They putting you in the sauna. They running you. They making sure you're not drinking or eating anything. That's what they do. Maybe y'all haven't been around the sport, but I have. That's what they do.
Yeah, clearly they do it, but the other two made the
Bo
weight.
Mac, Bo Mac was supposed. But he's saying Bo Mac was supposed to force Keyshawn to do something. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're talking? So Bo Mac was supposed to force Keyshawn, like literally force him.
He
Like,
is his trainer, but I mean, if we
I
being
get
honest,
it.
Bo Mac fat as shit. So I don't even know why he's anybody's goddamn trainer.
Hey, Bo Mac, what Bo Mac gonna do? He too fat to tell Keyshawn what to do.
But again,
he stop him from
other
going to
two
the
made
locker
weight.
room.
You telling the man? You think Bo Mac's anything Bo Mac would have said would have convinced Keyshawn to do something he was not willing to do? This is a guy that literally just crashed out in front of on live TV, just literally just tanked his whole fucking career in front of, you know what I'm saying, everybody's eyes. You think Bo Mac was gonna convince him to fucking cut weight or whatever that? Like, how are we putting this on Bo Mac? This is crazy.
He crashed out because he lost 700,000 and he lost
Exactly. This is the man that was willing to do that. There was nothing Bo Mac could said to him. Keyshawn was set on he was set on not making weight.
Yeah, I can
You
agree.
can't say a man that's set on not making weight. You can't blame it on another man for quote unquote not trying to make him weight or whatever, even though we don't know if he even tried to convince him to cut weight or whatever.
I can blame whoever
Yeah,
I want. I'm blaming the entire camp. I'm blaming the entire camp because he's a reflection of the entire camp. The same way people blame Canelo's trainer for his camp having drug PED users in it. They blame the entire camp. I'm blaming the entire camp on his actions. I'm blaming the entire camp.
I mean, that's
a little different.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a little different
because you got multiple guys.
Hold on. That's a little different. No, that is a little different because everybody in that camp tested dirty. This is the only fighter that missed weight. You know what I'm saying? That's really the only difference.
No, I mean, it's not the only fighter that missed weight. It's the only fighter that missed weight that night. They had other fighters.
What other fighters miss weight? What other fighters miss weight?
Maurice Hooker missed weight before. You had what's the other guy name? He had like 2 or 3 other fighters that have missed.
Nah, you just named one fighter, other fighter. You said multiple fighters miss weight. So multiple fighters haven't missed weight from different camps.
You said who?
Multiple fighters have missed weights in different camps. We're talking about missing weight. We're comparing that to a fucking
I didn't say
serial
camps.
Steroid camp.
They all under Bo Mac. I didn't say different camps. But like I said, the whole thing is, I blame the entire camp. That's his fighter. He missed weight. That's a reflection of Bo Mac.
Nah, we gotta blame Keyshawn. Keyshawn and Keyshawn only.
I blame Keyshawn.
Nobody else.
I blame Keyshawn for
blame Keyshawn. I agree. The only excuse I give him is I believe he has a mental issue.
You can't tell me who I can blame. I can blame whoever I want to. You can only blame Keyshawn. That's what you do. But you can't tell me who I can blame. I can blame whoever I want.
I'm not telling you that.
Okay,
I'm not telling you not to do it.
You just said you blame Keyshawn. I'm blaming who I want. I'm blaming the whole camp. It is what it is. If you don't like it, so what? I blame the whole camp.
Brother, you're entitled to your opinion.
So here's what I want D Free to just kind of elaborate on, because you guys were talking at the same time, so I couldn't understand. Why do you blame the whole camp?
I blame the whole camp because he's a part of that camp. He's a part of it. It's a reflection on the entire camp.
Even though he's the only one in the camp that missed weight.
Simple as that. He's a reflection of the entire camp.
Isaiah, what's up, babe?
You're correct. I'm just saying Bo Mac's it's not his fault that Keyshawn went in the locker room. Because what Bo Mac, how he can't stop him from going nowhere.
I ain't saying it's his fault that Keyshawn went in the locker room. I ain't say that was his fault.
Isaiah, what's up, Isaiah?
What's going on? I just wanted to say, why haven't we heard nothing from Keyshawn himself? Why have we only heard from what's his name, Kelvin?
Kelvin, that's the $1 million question.
I think it's very disrespectful how you had so many people come out just that during that week, and I was actually thinking to myself, I wanted to go back to that Cigar Talk interview where Keyshawn said, I think I know how Tank Davis feels. Because I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, Tank Davis said, a lot of these dudes get in that position and don't know how to handle it, don't know what to do. So did Keyshawn just already prove to us that he doesn't even know what to do when he's a champion? And him crashing out are signs that he doesn't deserve to be a champion and that he wasn't ready to be a champion? Because we got Mason who had to save the fight, and shout out to him because a lot of people were saying, yo, he might actually get punched and he might get hurt, but he showed signs of maturity in that fight, and shout out to him for really saving the card because Keyshawn Davis doing that to Nahir Albright, I thought that was insane. And then not only that, I thought to myself, this shit is worse than WWE. You have ESPN.
Okay, is Lennox Lewis a champion?
You have ESPN commentators.
Is Lennox Lewis a champion? Was Hassan Rahman a grown Muslim man? When they got into a fight on Sports Center,
yeah, but you have ESPN
breaking the tables.
You have ESPN talking bad about all of them.
Nobody cared.
Yes, I care because one, I'm a consumer. Two, I'm a fan of the sport. And three, I support ESPN because I do pay for a membership. So I think it was very disgusting the way Keyshawn conducted himself. Not only that, he never even apologized, yet he has the audacity to be eating popcorn with all this butter on it. And it's like, dude, you're not even showing that you cared. I can understand.
Okay, that's not a crime, though.
It doesn't matter. He's not even showing sympathy. He's not even showing that he gives a shit about what he did because I guarantee.
Obviously, he didn't try to make weight.
Yes, I understand. What they got to do with
the brawl, though? I'm talking about the brawl.
Bro, the brawl was very unprofessional, especially for someone who Bob Arum has stated that he's putting all his chips on Keyshawn Davis. I personally
don't think Bob Arum ever said that.
Yes, he did. Bob Arum said that
putting all my chips on him
was gonna be chips money. Yes, he did. And if you want to sit up here,
last I checked, Bob Arum said anyway is the greatest of all time. So
one mic, no, please.
He's saying some bullshit.
Okay, well, let him finish.
How am I saying some bullshit when all this is facts? You got ESPN who is showing all this shit going down in the back. And it's like, yo, come on, ESPN. Don't ESPN reported it the minute it happened. And you know what? Shout out to Nahir for conducting himself in a manner that he should have. And he didn't jump to say, oh, F Keyshawn, F DB3. He said, I'm going to pray for y'all. And that's all I got to say. Now, if you think that's bullshit and you support Keyshawn for the shit that he just pulled, I don't know. I can't agree with you because everyone on here can sit here. Everyone can sit here and agree with me to a certain extent that what Keyshawn did was not right whatsoever. Yet he has his brother Kelvin saying sorry. I guess Kelvin's the oldest, when realistically it should have been Keyshawn because one, it was not a Kelvin event. It was a Keyshawn Davis DB3 event. That's why the fans went out. They wanted, yes, I get it. They wanted to see the brothers, but I'm sure a lot of fans said, you know what, we're getting the bundle. We're getting Keon, Kelvin, and Keyshawn. And that's all I got to say. You could speak now, bro.
Yeah, so I'm not going to disagree with you in saying that Keyshawn didn't fuck it up for himself, for his brothers, for his hometown, and all at the top rank and all that. What I was disagreeing with you is when you came out and said, Bob Arum said he's putting all his chips behind Keyshawn. I said, that's some bullshit. Bob Arum never said that. Matter of fact, Bob Arum said the greatest fighter of all time is still not even retired. You know who he was talking about? He was talking about motherfucking Monster anyway. He's saying Monster anyway is the greatest fight of all
Man,
time.
ain't nobody
So
worried about Bob. He just
man,
be saying that.
I'm just saying. But he said that Bob is putting all the
He
shit
said that.
behind Keyshawn. So how the fuck you
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
all your shit
at
behind Keyshawn?
135.
Well, if you
Bob, in a way,
nah,
it's
that's not
not
what
a.
you said. He said he putting all the shit on.
Well,
In a
that's
way,
what
it's not
Bob
I'm
a
just
said.
saying.
Bob said that Keyshawn, because I mean, the way we see it, he's promoting Keyshawn way more than he's promoting Abdullah, way more than he's promoting Raymond Murataya.
Because he's in a
He's
higher
promoting.
trajectory than he's in a higher state than Abdullah right now. So Bob ain't doing nothing different he ain't do for, you know what I'm saying, all the previous fighters before Keyshawn. He did the same shit for Floyd, he did the same shit for Oscar, he did the same shit for Bud. He gets you to the point where you need to be, you know what I'm saying, right before, you know what I'm saying, we could see if you're ready for Stardom or not. He did the same shit for Bud. You know what I'm saying? He gave Bud man a lot of hometown fights in Nebraska, and Bud took advantage of it. And same thing for Floyd and shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new. It's not like, you know,
But you know,
it's no different than
why
he's doing for a bunch of
I'm
his
gonna
other
start
fighters.
supporting DB3 now because this is getting ridiculous. When Bill
What
Haney
happened?
when they jumped Ryan Garcia Fred at the gym, nobody cared. They say you need to find DHP promotions or Bill Haney need to be banned from the sport or get
People
fined or
did
be.
care. It's just the Devin
And there
Haney
you
Johnson
go
bouncers
again,
didn't
no
hold
cap.
him
You
accountable.
I'm just
constantly
saying you got to keep
defending
the
this
just
bullshit,
you got to
yo.
punish people equally. That's all I'm saying. You can't let other people
And
slide
but you know what?
but
No,
That's
because
the
two
life
shotters
ain't fair,
this
bro.
weight
Nobody
ruined the
gets
event.
punished equally,
Everybody
bro.
want to
That's just not
penalize them
like
for
that.
having a scuffle.
That's just
No, life,
ridiculous, no
no.
cap, because this is a completely different situation, and you know that. And the fact that you continue to blur situations with each other is ridiculous. It's like you're trying to give him an out.
I'm not giving them a mo. I'm just saying stuff happens. It's like scuffle, more scuffles. It's not gonna be the
This nigga
first
said
scuffle.
more
Ain't gonna be
scuffles
the
like it's
last.
niggas on the street. We are talking about professional boxers, one
It's
who didn't
boxing.
even have a
Scuffles in
damn
boxing
boxing
happen all the time.
match. One who didn't even have a boxing match because of his own stupidity has the audacity and go assault the winner of a boxing match that had nothing to do with him. I don't care if it was your brother. Listen, in the words of my from uncle from what is it, Snowfall, teach a man how to squabble. The fuck? How you mad?
Sometimes stuff gets chippy and bad things
Man, listen.
happen.
And his
Don't
brother got chipped up, and that's just what it is.
he
Dub, what's
did.
up?
His brother was trying to break it up.
What
What's
up?
up,
What
Dub?
up?
Well,
Don't it already
Keyshawn should have
involved
never
in it?
even went over there because Nair Albright said
Exactly.
Nair's a teammate,
But he
or
did. I'm
I
just
forgot
saying.
his
He
name.
shouldn't have did
Hold
it, but
on
he
though.
did.
His teammate said Keyshawn walked inside the room and they didn't think nothing of it. They thought Keyshawn was going to congratulate the young man
That's
for
not what I'm
winning
saying.
and
See,
that
you gotta understand what I'm
maybe
saying.
they
I'm
would
not
have him a
saying
rematch.
he
But
should he wouldn't
hold
be able
on
to
though.
Hold
fight.
on, no cap.
What did
Let him
Keyshawn
finish,
do?
no cap.
Keyshawn hit it. Nair said he headbutted him. Why are you doing that? And then yet alone, why do you have your son with you? That is a horrible look. And it's
Hey,
all on
Motherfuckers
ESPN. The
retarded.
videos have surfaced. And it's
let me
just
get.
sad to even support DB3. I used to be a Keyshawn fan, and I am no longer a Keyshawn Davis fan. One, because the way he conducts himself, like I said, the facts are he hasn't even apologized for the bullshit he did. And when he does apologize, it's going to be too late.
Did Derek Chisora have to
So
apologize when he spit water in Vladimir Klitschko's face?
I'm so
Did
sick of
Derek
y'all
Chisora had to
bullshit. Go ahead,
apologize
Dub.
when he got into the brawl with
Please,
David Hayes?
please,
One of the
please, no
cameramen
cap.
got a
Please.
Hey,
bloody
What,
face
hey,
what are you sitting over there thinking about the worst shit in history that you can compare this to? That is
because
not
this
what
stuff
that
happens
hey,
is.
all the
hold
time.
on, hold on.
That is
Can I?
not
Hey,
what
look,
that is.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of conducting some other business, so I ain't got a lot of time right now. I just gotta say, I had to jump up here, man. I ain't never seen nobody defend nonsense the way the
You
nonsense
know
being
what I'm
I'm
defended
saying?
not
today.
defending
This
it.
is,
I'm just
hold on,
saying.
wait a minute, man.
We
Wait a
got
minute.
right
Wait a
people
minute.
left.
Let me.
Sometimes shit happens.
Can I
And
finish? Can I
usually
finish
I
my
love
point?
no cap's ignorance, but today this is just
I'm
outrageous.
not being. I'm just saying. When other stuff happened, people who said they was entertained by it. Now when some scuffle happened with Keyshawn, they want to act like he's Adolf Hitler or something.
Child, please. Go ahead, Dub.
I don't know about Adolf Hitler. I don't know nothing about that. But all I'm trying to tell you is I ain't never seen this is outrageous right now. Listen to some of the arguments that's being made on the panel. Y'all crashing out over a crash out. This is crazy. I mean, my goodness, we done watch this man. And mind you, the reason he did what he did is because he missed weight. Didn't even try to make it. Didn't expect the consequences to be what they were going to be with him not getting paid. And Edward De Los Santos said, and Samson really, Lukowicz, pulling out the fight. He didn't expect that. And then his brother go out there and get hands put on him. And you go and you run up in the man's locker room trying to fight him. And then, like D Free said, you got your baby out there. Imagine the police. Imagine, and my sister said it earlier on the show. She said, sometimes I be around the police. I get nervous when they behind me. So imagine they get out there, they start just spraying folks. The 7-month-old over there. It's ridiculous.
These scenarios that didn't happen. Nobody had guns.
Hold on, man. Listen. All we saying is the lack of thought process behind what Keyshawn did last night is incredible. And I say 2 years, me personally, suspend the man for 2 years. I know y'all say that's a death sentence around there.
2 years for what?
Yeah, that's dumb. Respectfully, that
for assault. That's what 2 years for assault.
Yeah.
Did Mike Tyson get suspended with him and Lex Lewis got it?
Man, why you want to bring up every situation?
This ridiculous.
This man done brought up every situation he can find. The man, I heard the man talking about MMA.
I've been body slammed Lex Lewis on the table on Sports Center.
It got ridiculous, man. You lucky I ain't got the drops right now. You lucky I ain't got it. Cause I'll be what the fuck?
I'm working on my drops. I'm working on them.
Who raised you people, man?
That's a little too harsh. Respectfully, though, that's a little too harsh.
You think that's too harsh, NHA?
2 years? Yeah, that's too. I mean, come on, man. We talking about taking that man's, you know what I'm saying, whole salary, whole living. He do got a family to support. I understand we all make mistakes.
At some point, you got to make an example out of somebody. You got to make an example out of somebody.
I get it. He got it. I'm not saying there shouldn't be no repercussions, but we have to. My personal opinion, get a man like 6 months and insist that he gets the fucking type of help that he needs.
Nah, he needs a year.
Emphasis on that. No, I'm saying we laughing, but that's just real. This is real. He needs fucking help.
First of all, I was laughing at Ace Osteen's comment. That's what I was
another example. Caleb Plant literally had another boxer jump inside the arena and nobody cared. He recorded it and everything, and people cheered it on. It's like, how come some people can get away with this? And now it's a problem with Keyshawn doing it.
So what? So let me ask you a question. Are you cheering on DB3 that they went and pulled that bullshit?
No, I'm just saying.
Nobody's fucking cheering on them. Like,
this lynch mob mentality of going at the Keyshawn.
Here we go with the words lynch mob. Who's lynching the boy?
This
the
is
whole
a
media
sport.
is lynching right
this
now.
This is a sport, bro. This is a
okay, and this stuff happens all the time.
Shit. This is not no.
Okay, so you think Caleb Plant should have been punished for jumping that, get that boxer jump? Caleb Plant jumped that one boxer inside the arena. Caleb Plant had a dude jump in the arena. You ain't say nothing about him needing to be punished or fined.
You know what?
How come he can just run around and be gangster, and then everybody else got to get suspended?
When you say suspend a guy for 6 months, that's a normal break in between fights for most guys. That ain't doing nothing.
Cool.
That's not
motherfuckers will fight. Yo, some people were actually out here defending, saying Ryan shouldn't get suspended and shit. You know what I'm saying? For popping dirty and shit. You know what I'm saying? They could have fucking killed Haney in the ring and shit. Ain't no Haney fan either. But we talking about fucking.
Stop it! He would have not killed Haney in the ring.
Man, listen.
Stop. Haney in the ring? Can you believe that? Stop.
It's like my thing is when you break the rules and you do things that causes harm to other people, there is no light sentence. You get a harsh sentence because you did something harsh to an individual, so you get a harsh sentence. You want us to have sympathy because all of a sudden, we gotta have sympathy for him, but he ain't had sympathy for nobody else. He was a sore loser.
So Tank got in the car action. Hold on. So Tank,
you hold up, nigga. He's not. He wasn't even the one in the fight. To me, that's just ridiculous all around, and to me, that's what makes it worse. You weren't even the nigga in the ring. You salty for another nigga. This is outrageous. And the fact that we're sitting up here diddy bopping, flip-flopping, and every goddamn thing else trying to make excuses for this behavior is ridiculous.
Man, I can't co-sign this. Caleb Plant smacked the shit out of Jamil Charlo.
Oh my God. If this nigga come up with
He jumped the dude. He had a dude jump.
All right, man. All right.
Nobody
man,
cared.
Listen.
About this.
Listen. This is. I don't understand why you got to bring up every other situation you can think of. You done brought up the Holocaust, talking about Keyshawn Davis crashing out. Man, what are you doing?
Y'all treating him like the worst person in the world.
Ain't nobody said. All right.
Nah, I'm just saying 2 years. 2 years is out there. Motherfuckers ain't get 2 years to fucking popping dirty 3 or 4 times.
Remember,
we about to get there 2 years.
Y'all remember that guy that had a fight and he didn't like the decision and they went to go shake hands and he stole the dude and broke his jaw. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he got suspended. He got suspended for I think he got suspended for like 4 years, or he might have got kicked out of the sport. I can't remember exactly but I know it was longer than a year. This is on the same level of that. It's on the same level as that. They went into this man's locker room while he was celebrating and assaulted him because they was upset because their brother got beat. Neither one of those guys was in the fight with him. Keyshawn Davis had a fight with him, and Keyshawn Davis had that fight taken off his record because he popped dirty in that fight. The man, he was just frustrated from the whole event of the weekend, for everything that happened in the weekend, and it spilled over into that man's locker room.
But he has no one to blame but himself for all of those things that took place.
That don't mean he deserved to get suspended.
No,
man deserved to get suspended.
Why Caleb Plant get suspended when he jumped that dude
in the arena? Bro.
That man deserved to get
Caleb Plant didn't touch him.
They jumped him worse than what happened.
Caleb Plant didn't touch that man. Caleb Plant did not touch that man.
He was there. He initiated. He sent the order.
He didn't touch them.
He was orchestrated.
Not Caleb Plant. Not Caleb Plant paying for hits. I told
you that he played for a veteran game to jump that dude in the ring.
Hold on, I gotta ask. Well, no, your name is No Cap, but you're capping right now.
That's what happened. What happened?
Hold on, wait a minute. But what's the point of crashing out over Keyshawn right now? You crashing out over crash out.
No, I'm just saying this is ridiculous.
I want you to go back and listen to the show. And when you hear some of the things you didn't say, when you hear some of the things you didn't say, you're gonna be like, I might have been crashing out a little bit. That's what you're gonna say.
Because Caleb Plant had a man jumped in the arena. Nobody cared. It was not a big deal.
No Cap done went from Caleb Plant to the Holocaust back.
But
how big was that
image? The most gangster. No, but slapping the shit out of motherfuckers in the.
So let me ask
this guy.
People jumped in the arena. Nobody cares.
Let me ask you a question. Is what Keyshawn Davis did to Keyshawn and Keon, is that anything different than what Roger Mayweather did when he jumped in the ring on Zab Judah?
No, that's different because that was a violation of the rules during the fight.
Yeah, that was a violation of that man's rights. You assaulted that man. That was a violation.
Hold on. You literally just said Roger Mayweather violated boxing rules. This man violated the law of the land by putting his hands on somebody.
Okay, so they came up.
They wanted the cops to arrest him.
And what happened to Roger Mayweather? He got suspended.
Yes, because he jumped in the ring, which is a violation.
Okay, that man wasn't part of that fight. The same way
it wasn't no fight going on. That was some shit that happened on the street.
Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, yo, and hit that cash app. What I'm saying is this, guys. At the end of the day, I don't understand why we are trying to give other examples of bad behavior, as I already stated, when in fact we are discussing this particular instance right now. There was absolutely no reason for Keyshawn Davis and his brother and his merry band of misfits to go into that man's dressing room. They did not go in there with good intentions. As Albright stated, he thought they were coming there to congratulate them, but no, he heard Albright celebrating a win, as he damn well has a right to do, because he fought hard, and they didn't like that, so they went in there to press him. I don't understand how anybody can justify that.
I'm not justifying. I think he should get punished, but I just think 2 years or even 1 year is a little harsh and shit. You know what I mean? I think they need to focus on making sure that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't getting the help, you can't come back to Boston.
All right, fine.
They got,
Look,
they,
put
I
him in
would fucking
jail.
say,
Put him
commit
in
this
jail for 6
motherfucker.
months then for assault. Put him in jail for 6 months.
Hey, it is what it is. If you got arrested and got charged, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be sitting here and say, oh nah, you know what, you shouldn't be charged, you shouldn't be arrested. Nah. You put yourself in that position, and that's what happened. But the police didn't arrest him. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying, the situation at hand, where how the commission, you know what I'm saying, should handle it. Me personally, and I don't know y'all looking at it, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, probably it's a soft take and whatever and shit. But like I said, I'm personally affected with people and shit close to me that suffered, you know what I'm saying, to I could see he's suffering right now. Because that man is not fucking stable. And this is no way excusing his behavior. Because whatever consequences is handed to him, I'm not gonna fucking say, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna sit here and saying and protest on it. Personally, I think they should, whatever punishment they handle, they should include that it is mandatory that motherfucker need go get some fucking treatment to deal with his mental state. Cause he's damn sure fucking a can short of a six pack. I don't give a fuck what y'all tell me. Motherfuckers ain't crashing out like the way he did. Like that is the epic fucking crash out. He had everything in the palm of his hand. Like literally. Went from fucking missing weight and shit, you know what I'm saying, to fucking this whole fiasco and shit. So that
And
leads me
AJ,
to believe that motherfucker is unstable. He
I want
needs to get help. Go ahead. I'm
to
sorry.
give a
Go ahead.
little push. No, it's okay. I want to give a little pushback on that. Right, I am of the belief that he missed weight on purpose. It's no way that in the morning you are only 2 pounds overweight, and then by the weigh-in you are 2.5 more pounds overweight, which tells me you didn't try. You went and just continued to eat or do whatever the hell it is that you were doing before then, because you were banking on the fact that Edwin De Los Santos had been out of the ring for over a year. You figured he needs the money and he's not going to turn down the fight. You thought, like someone said earlier, you were going to pull a Devin and Ryan. Unfortunately for him, Samson actually gives a damn about Edwin De Los Santos, and Edwin De Los Santos trusts Samson's judgment, so they declined the fight. And they were still able to get their purse, unlike Bill Haney with his goofy ass money chasing like a prostitute on the street, and took the money and let Ryan weigh whatever the hell he weighed. The end of the day, I think he was strategic in missing weight. That to me tells me that he was in his sound mind and body. And like I said, the Stardom might have been getting to Keyshawn. He was getting big-headed. Every interview I saw, he seemed a little more and more hard to watch, because I'm like, this kid is full of himself. And if we keeping it a bundle, he ain't really fought nobody for him to be walking around here with this type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to keep that in mind. Maybe right now he's going through mental issues, but I'm not giving him any pass for that damn bad behavior. He was sitting there. He was getting upset that his brother was getting head, shoulders, knees, and toes put on that ass, and he didn't like it. And that's it, and that's all. Now, he could make excuses for his mental health or use that as something to fall back on if he would like to. But again, there's been no apology from him for missing weight to Edwin De Los Santos, to his fans that requested their money back, to anybody. You sat in that arena eating popcorn, like Isaiah said. You were sitting there laughing, joking. Everything was all good just a week ago type shit, until you saw your brother getting mollywopped. You know what I'm saying? And then shit wasn't so goddamn funny.
Real quick.
Wait a second, let me finish.
Sorry, my apologies.
Then you decided that you was going to do something about it on some goddamn Avengers type shit. So I am of the belief that even if you are mentally unstable now, your ass was in your sound mind body then. You found your goddamn way to that man's dressing room. You rounded up your brother, Troy Isley, and whoever the hell else you had with you. You rounded them niggas up and took your ass back there. Ain't a damn thing wrong with Keyshawn outside of the fact that he is too damn big-headed and he needs to be humbled.
We got to stop using mental health issues. We got to stop calling it mental health when niggas just go act the fool. That man, they acted a damn fool. That ain't got nothing to do with unstable. No, that man, like she said, he in his right damn mind. He just acted the fool. Let's stop. Come on now. There are people who have serious mental health issues. Keyshawn Davis, maybe he do. I don't think so. The man acted a fool. Call it what it is. Stop trying to use this excuse of mental health. Everything ain't mental health. Some things is Negroes acting a fool. That's it.
I think when you're unable to control your emotions, you have some type of mental instability. We can call it like, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers acting a fool, but it's a serious thing. It is. Nah, I mean, yeah,
Well, if that's the case,
like,
if that's the case, take 2 years to sit your hype ass down. You and a couple of your little clan of hyenas sit down. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit situated. I think 2 years is definitely adequate time for that man to sit down, for them to act as a collective to do that bullshit. And I also think that for Bomac not to get credit for it, if motherfuckers went out there and won, Bomac would have got credit for everything. So why ain't the trainer getting credit for the losses as well? And when people doing dumb shit out there, like
you just came out here to hate.
This is my problem. Like Keyshawn ain't the only one that act to ever act the fool. Derek Chisora been acting the fool his whole career. He spit water in Vladimir Klitschko face.
And nobody never said that man got mental issues.
Hold on. Let him finish, dog. Let him finish. Go ahead, no cap. Go ahead, finish.
They got in the brawl with David Hayes. The cameraman, he got a cut on his head or something. He was bleeding. This stuff been happening. But now that Keyshawn got into a little scuffle, it's like the end of the world. Like this ridiculous.
It ain't no end of the world. It's just take a little break.
This is crazy shit. Tyson's the most lovable fucking goddamn boxer of all time. This motherfucker literally ate fucking Holyfield's ears and shit. What are we talking about?
He bit Holyfield off, spit it out like a piece of bacon. Like a little piece of bacon.
This is unacceptable.
Like, nah. I guarantee you, a bunch of motherfuckers over here saying, "Oh nah, man, Keyshawn need to get like 10 years in the pen or suspended and shit." It was like, damn man, nah man, we want to see Tyson fight next and shit. Like, nah man.
Larry Holmes,
like the man said, this shit been happening.
One mic, one mic.
This is just what happens sometimes.
Nah, I'm saying them boys acted as a collective. Them boys acted as a collective, and it was like you got to compile the events. Know what I'm saying? Like we put him at the front. We already got the not making weight situation. They lost out on the main event. Like there's a whole lot of bullshit that came. People been taking losses, so it ain't no excuse for anything that they did. Be going to that man locker room and trying to start anything. So I don't care about none of them fucking part of me. I don't even know why anybody's bringing up some past bullshit. Like I'm talking about what's going on right now, and I just find it funny.
If you can't punish him for some other people that did,
what you mean you can't punish? Why not?
Because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Was it fair for him to go back to that man locker room after he got that win?
Other people have done worse things than that.
That's what I'm talking about. Trayson 327. Tyson was fighting Holyfield. Keon and Keyshawn was not fighting Albright. Exactly. And I feel like we keep on glossing over the fact that Keyshawn raggedy ass ain't have a damn thing to do with that, bro. Fight sport.
So what's up, Ty? Salute y'all. Good morning from New Zealand. And I couldn't believe what was happening. When I was watching, I thought this is crazy. Are you guys talking about if the commissions should do something?
Yes, like my initial question before we got into no cap making all these excuses was what should be a punishment for Keyshawn. I do not think, ban him from the sport or anything drastic like that.
No, definitely.
But I do feel that young man needs to face some sort of consequences for his actions.
Well, definitely not banned for life. I mean, yeah, you guys talked about Tyson and Derek Chisora spitting in Klitschko's face and slapping him. There was also, for those who don't know, there was this guy called Cash Ali. He's not a good fighter. He bit David Price. You remember David Price, the tall British guy who could punch, heavyweight?
Mm-hmm.
He bit him to where You can see the teeth marks on his fucking chest, and he got away. He didn't really get too much of a suspension. So no, they definitely not a big long time ban. They should ideally they should fine him because that was an assault. So they should fine whoever the fuck put hands on him, and they should suspend maybe Keyshawn for, I don't know, maybe a year or something, because again that is assault. But
big facts, BJ.
Sorry?
No, go ahead. I was just shouting out BJ's comment.
But they're not going to do shit. I mean, first of all, these commissions are bullshit artists. They don't give a fuck about what needs to be enforced and everything. I mean, one example. I know this is with Turkey. You know, the guy who I sometimes defend. He let Tyson Fury's fucking dad last year go and headbutt a guy who was half his size and part of Alexander Usyk's team, and he fucking got away with it. So the commissions won't do anything.
Cool. And they should. Because they did do right. They gotta make it clear with everything else. So they gotta make a clear rule and say, this is, if you do this, this happens. This is the punishment.
Hold on, no cap. So you don't think he should get punished either?
No, he should get punished. They should fine him something. I don't know, just maybe a few grand or something, but and suspend him. They should send a message: hey, you can't go around assaulting people out of the ring. But they're not going to do anything.
That's interesting. What you were saying, no cap?
All I'm saying is, sometimes things get chippy.
You and this fucking chippy. I'm telling you right now.
It was a minor scuffle. I don't see the big deal about it, other than missing the weight was the big, all that stuff.
You think that's a bigger deal than him assaulting somebody that he didn't even face in the ring?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's something that happened outside of the realm of competition.
That's my whole point.
The crashing out was going into the locker room and shit. That was a crash out. I'm not even gonna. There's no excuse for that. But do I think he, this whole 2-year thing, I think that's a bit excessive, man. Because we got motherfuckers and shit. Like I said, motherfuckers in pop for fucking PDs like multiple occasions and shit, and they ain't getting banned and shit. They ain't getting 2-year suspensions. Yeah, we're not gonna do that to Keyshawn. I mean, I agree. I think right now he's suffering. I'm not gonna say he's suffering enough, but he's taking such a big fucking hit that I'm hoping that he understands the man. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's enough. I'm just saying I'm hoping that he understands the magnitude of his fuck up, because he dropped the fucking ball, the bag, and everything. Just that alone should get him to realize. But I do agree there needs to be some type of repercussion. I just don't think 2 years is. I think 2 years is just fucking beyond excessive. Because if that's the case, if y'all believe fucking boxing the commission should ban for 2 years and shit, you know what I'm saying, for something, for an assault, quote unquote, whatever shit, that he didn't even get arrested for. I'm just saying, there was a police officer in that same fucking video. That motherfucker should have been in cuffs and shit. He wasn't in cuffs. He didn't get charged. So we're not gonna have the commission. Let's not have the commission be the judge, jury, and fucking whatever y'all want to call them, execution and shit. Like basically kill this man's career.
The thing is with the police officer in the video, the reason why there was no arrest made is because nobody was struck at that incident. That incident, nobody was struck. The incident where somebody was struck was in the locker room. So they didn't arrest Keyshawn because they didn't see him assault anybody.
Well, he came damn close.
Cool, they could still arrest him though. But they could still arrest him because of fucking Albright told.
No, they can't. No, they can't. The only way they can arrest him is if somebody was willing to press charges, saying, "Hey, he assaulted me. I need to press charges." If nobody,
that motherfucker went on live TV and said, "I got assaulted by fucking Keyshawn Davis." What else did the cop need?
He didn't tell the police that. He told the interviewer
that. He told the world.
And then all hell broke loose in the back. Attacks physically against Nair Albright, allegedly by Keyshawn Davis and Keon Davis. And after Mark Kriegel interviewed Nair Albright, this is what happened backstage. And you see punches being thrown, and Nair Albright's brother is in the purple, and you just see Keyshawn Davis come in. The guy running in is Keon Davis, and things are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw a stroller being moved back. That's Keyshawn Davis being pushed away. But the reason he's so upset is because that's his son that's in that stroller. He goes back to retrieve his son. But why would you put your family in this type of situation?
Sean and his little brother like jumped me, like they start walking up to me all tough, putting his head.
So now, again, you see what I'm saying?
Like I said, nobody was. Keyshawn didn't strike anybody. That's the reason why he wasn't arrested.
Because and that footage they had, that's not even a scuffle. I seen a bunch of people pushing and shoving.
So Keyshawn ain't strike nobody, but he need to be suspended 2 years.
That's the reason why he wasn't arrested, because like I said, when an assault is made, a person has to press charges. They didn't see anything go down, so they don't know what bruises is on from
Nah, brother. Respectfully,
the man just came out of a fight. They don't know if those bruises is from the boxing match or if the bruises is from what the assault have. They would have to say, "I want to press charges" in order to arrest him.
That's not true. Virginia's a Commonwealth. Virginia's a Commonwealth, so the state can press charges.
Then
they can press charges against Keyshawn.
Yeah. This is. I don't know who said it, but this is why he's not going to get suspended for 2 years, and he shouldn't. Okay, it was a dumb thing to do. It was a bitch thing to do, but so what? Like it's all over. Just give both Davis brothers a small fine and a small suspension. Like say that okay, you'll be out of the ring longer, and they don't even make much money anyway. So a small suspension will hit them hard. They'll be like, okay, shouldn't go do that again. So. It is what it is. It's bad, but this is not worth like a 2-year suspension or anything. Like these things happen.
I'm very surprised that you as well taking this position, Fight Sport. I guess you and No Cap are on this
because we done seen all the antics in the game.
Yes,
Ty, I'm saying that they should be suspended. How am I being nice to them?
No, I just feel that. I don't know. I just feel like you guys are trying to minimize the severity of the situation. And I get it. Like, this is a boxing match. People fight all the time. Like, this is no big deal. Keep in mind that Keyshawn Davis was not the one that fought Albright. The retaliation is what I'm upset about. The poor sportsmanship is what I'm upset about. The fact that you blew weight, you couldn't even make your own goddamn fight, but now you want to be in the back getting a squabble with a nigga that put head, shoulders, knees, and toes on your brother. The audacity is what I'm mad about.
Oh yeah, no. As far as a man's perspective, yeah, I think Keyshawn has exposed himself as a complete bitch. I mean, you could not be more of a coward the way that he acted. I'm just talking about what the commission should do in terms of punishment. In terms of a man, yeah, Keyshawn's a coward. No question.
Got you. What's going on, Sin? Okay, Fight Sport. I mean, I get that. I just think that I don't want us to I don't want his head on a spike, but I do want him punished. You know what I'm saying? This behavior is unacceptable, man. You got the audacity to miss weight for your own fight, but then you want to catch a squabble with somebody who was actually, professional enough to make their way and go through with their own bout. And then how dare you diminish his goddamn accomplishment by going back there and assaulting him?
Yeah, no, it's no doubt. It's one of, again, the biggest scumbag, cowardly things you could do. You miss, everything you said. You miss weight, you fuck up the event, you then go and assault the guy who upset your brother. Yeah, there's no question. But I mean, if he had injured him, then maybe we should be looking at like a 5-year ban or something, because that would be terrible. But it's, in terms of how bad it wasn't actually that bad in terms of the damage he did. It was just a cowardly thing to do.
To go to somebody else's locker room and lie in wait, you know what I'm saying? Or to even go back there after he gets there. It don't matter who made it there first. That's like borderline some conspiracy shit. I seen people act out in the ring or in the moment, but for you to go back when everything is done and you thinking that you're going to be congratulated and you go to get, potentially assaulted, including by people that didn't have nothing to do or that weren't fighting you, man, look, 2 years don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? 18 months, 18 months, 2 years, it don't hurt. It ain't like you said, he don't make a lot of money. So it ain't like we could fine him for everything and he could just absolve the matter financially. So, sit his ass down for about 18 months, maybe 2 years. That shit ain't gonna hurt nobody. It ain't gonna hurt, Nah, it ain't. I think it'll be much more lenient on him, in fact, and I don't think it's too extreme.
Damn, I hate to be a judge in front of you.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Hell yeah, because I'm gonna throw the book at your ass in a couple different dialects too.
Y'all want the worst case scenario to happen before.
Hold on, one mic. Go ahead.
Y'all want the worst case scenario to happen before y'all punish somebody. Nah, I want to nip it in the bud at the time that the first case happened. I don't want it to get worse. I wanted this nip it in the bud. We sit him down for 18 months, 2 years, make him realize, hey, if I do this again, I could be out of a job. I could be out of my
can't
career.
afford this.
And make him think about what he did. So if you only give him 6 months, hit him with a $20,000 fine, he ain't tripping off that. I wasn't gonna fight in the next 6 months anyway. I ain't worried about the $20,000. I'll make that in my next fight. I'll make that back in my next fight. But when you sit him down for 18 months, 2 years, and he ain't getting paid, now he got time to sit back and think about his actions that he made. And maybe he'll think twice before he do anything like that again.
I don't know, man. I be hearing a lot of hypocrisy, man. Same motherfuckers had the pom-poms out and saying when Tank fucking ran over a pregnant lady and left the fucking scene and shit. I ain't see nobody saying he needed to be fucking out of boxing for a goddamn on.
I did.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying. I was
one mic. Finish your bullshit. Finish your bullshit, NHA.
I'm just saying, but that was it, man. It's like we got to keep it consistent. It's like, I didn't think Tank should be fucking stripping of his ability to make bread and provide for his family and shit because he, you know what I'm saying, he had a lapse of judgment and shit, you know what I'm saying, did some fucked up shit. But here we go. We got the same motherfuckers. I'm pretty sure y'all was defending Tank and shit. Saying, nah, man, it's too harsh. Look, but that fucking judge got it out for Tank and shit. Why can't Tank do this? Why can't Tank do that?
Ain't nobody defending Tank when he was out of order.
I'm not saying you, brother. I'm not saying you specifically, but the way you jumped out, it seems like you was one of them to defend him. But I digress.
The man got crucified just like anybody else. He did a criminal act. He left the scene and he got the time that he needed to get. The man.
It had nothing to do. He
didn't get suspended from boxing though. He did not get suspended from boxing.
He wasn't suspended because he was in jail. He couldn't fight.
Jail for 3 fucking months. If that, he did a month and a half.
Nobody care about. I don't know why you're still trying to bring up past situations to justify the bullshit that happened last night and an entirely different circumstance. Like, what's the fucking point of bringing any of that shit up? Like,
all my examples of where people were
smart guy. We bring up the past because you know what I'm saying, to set precedents.
Fuck we're trying to set a precedent now. That's the point. We're talking about last night's situation.
Precedent's already been set. There's no fucking punishment.
You bringing up an incident where it was a car accident. Nobody got injured. So
what the fuck you mean? The pregnant lady was in the goddamn car.
She did not get injured. The people that was in the car with her, the people that was in the car with her said she did not.
Sound like you making excuses.
That was a motor accident. That was a motor accident.
Press charges against Tank, but she didn't get injured.
All you have to do is look at the report. The people that was in the car with her said.
I could tell you was the ones that was defending Tank. Yep. You wouldn't write the report.
Now you just trying to flame the fire, bro. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Can I respond to NHA?
Hey, I don't think anybody read the police report. It said unless you were Tank supporter.
This is no the hell. NHA, shut the hell up. Go ahead, 2 Cents.
Hey, NHA.
Motherfuckers with a dog.
NHA. Listen,
Go ahead.
Hold up,
this is
Go ahead, 2 Cents.
this is why it's a false equivalence, right? Javante Tank Davis did a hit and run or whatever he did, right? That was in the real world. And he got real world consequences. The shit that Keyshawn Davis did was in the quote unquote boxing world. He was at a fight, his own fight at that got canceled because he missed weight. It's completely different. And now people are saying what could be done within the boxing world as his consequences. You talking about Tank doing something on the street and how he should have been punished in boxing? I mean, I get it and I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about Keyshawn that did something directly at the fight, in the boxing world, in the sphere of boxing. What's going on? And you're trying to compare that. It's not the same, bro. And it's not about what he did. It's about the way he did it, the way he handled the situation, the moment that he did it in, the people he affected while doing it, all at one time in one night. Like, y'all missing it. Y'all missing it trying to compare and be like, oh, this and that. No, it's not the same thing.
So
And that's
we're
what I
talking
don't
about
think that anybody is understanding, bro. And like I said, yo, I mean, I get it. Y'all make all these comparisons to other bad behavior, by the way, trying to compare what's worse. None of that matters. We're talking about Keyshawn Davis and what he has done over the last 24 to 48 hours. And it has just been one bad decision after the next. And to say that he doesn't deserve a punishment, he suffered enough. He put this shit on himself. He hasn't suffered any kind of consequences for his actions, just more bad actions.
Well,
I don't think
he missed the payday.
I didn't say he ain't so no. He needs to be punished.
Hold on, NHA. Go ahead. What you say, no cap?
He lost his belt. He lost the payday. He diminished his star power. I mean, it was an embarrassing night. I mean, what else can you do?
He did that before he assaulted that man.
Okay, that was a minor scuffle.
No cap. What you're saying is, well, he got punished for all of his other bad behavior, like missing weight and not even trying and all that. So he shouldn't be punished for putting hands on somebody who beat up his brother. Like, that's ridiculous.
Did Caleb Plant get punished when he jumped that guy in the arena?
No cap, me and you gonna have it out because
no
cap.
One time, bro.
Yeah, no cap. He went backstage. Keyshawn wasn't even allowed to fight.
Assault is assault. Assault is assault.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, he went.
No cap got a point there, though, man.
Always got a point.
Okay, well, because
no cap is full of cap today. I don't know what
No cap.
I'm just saying.
It's even worse because you saying it was premeditated. It wasn't
premeditated. But I'm not saying both. It was justified, or I'm just saying these incidents have been happening, and nobody else got punished, so why should Keyshawn get punished?
Well, that's no cap. That's what I said when I first came on the show. I said they're not going to do anything because this kind of stuff happens all the time, so they're not going to do shit. But but you're saying that he shouldn't get anything. Like that's ridiculous.
Nobody else got punished.
Hold on. You said enough, okay? You're saying that he shouldn't get punished because he got punished for missing weight and all the shit that he did. Yes, you did. You've said enough. You've said enough.
One mic. Go ahead, Fight Squad. Then you can respond.
You've said enough, okay? You say that he shouldn't get punished because he lost his belt for. All right, well, okay, you can come up with different ways to say it. You're basically saying, well, he got punished already. Yeah, he got punished for all the shit that he did before. Now he's done more shit, so he should be punished for that. Like, obviously, I said he's not going to get anything big because these commissions don't do anything. So, yeah, he's not going to get punished for that. Also, NHA, you brought up John Jones you brought up Tank Davis with the hit and run. Because John Jones has done that, Conor McGregor's done similar shit. Like, Mayweather hitting his ex-girlfriend, like, to where the cops got called and he only went to jail after he went to make money against Cotto. That's just the officials not doing anything outside of the ring. So they're all incompetent. Like, you have money, you get away with shit.
I mean, Floyd didn't get it. Floyd went to jail, and so did John Jones. He got suspended.
No, John Jones didn't go to jail. He went to detention. difference.
I mean, but people act like John Jones did something on like he just knew this lady was
He
pregnant.
did. John Jones almost killed a pregnant. Look,
But
I've been talking about that.
Know it was a pregnant woman. He's like, I'm purposely trying to kill
I've been talking about that shit for years. He should have gone to jail for the rest of his life. But same with Conor McGregor.
The woman didn't even get hurt.
Oh God, he got
in the car accident.
Hey, can I?
He had cocaine in the car.
No cap. No cap. Have you proposed to Tank Davis yet?
What the hell we talk about John Jones and you talk about Tank Davis?
Either. Have you proposed to either of them yet?
What are you talking about?
I've never seen a grown man defend another grown man so much.
Whatever. We talking about Keyshawn Davis and you talking about Tank Davis. You talking about Keyshawn?
All right.
Dude's giving boxing action.
Oh my goodness. We don't.
I be putting him in mental jiu-jitsu.
These boys. I feel like boxing hacker got control of one of these dudes between NHA and OCAP.
We try
y'all just be hating. This shit happened all the time.
You got the haterade. I think Darth Vader got to you because you just a hater.
Recorded the man getting jumped. He had his Mexican gang jumped this dude in the arena. Nobody cared. Now he try to get a little scuffle. It's the end of the world.
Name a situation where a fighter that already got their fight canceled, the headliner of the card in his own hometown, went into somebody's locker room to beat up opponent that beat up their brother fair and square. Like, it just sounds crazy, no cap. That's crazy.
It is, but I mean, crazy stuff happen in boxing all the time.
Yeah, we
trying to calm all that crazy shit down.
Y'all out of order today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's in the water, the Kool-Aid that you're drinking. You out of order. It's ridiculous. What you're saying right now. This is ridiculous.
With all his antics and all the brawls he got in.
Man, this is crazy, man. This is
Barrera and Aaron Morales and Barrera came to blows at the press conference. He punched Morales punched Barrera, or one of them got punched.
I know. I got a better one. I got a better one for y'all.
One mic. And then
I gotta run. I gotta run.
Okay. Go ahead, Doug.
I appreciate y'all. Hey, man, y'all gotta be in order, man. That's it. And stop bringing up the Holocaust to justify what Keyshawn Davis did, man. You out of order, man. Hey, appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and we'll do it again soon.
Absolutely, Dub. Thanks for stopping by.
Love you, Dub.
Always.
Go ahead. Fight Sport. Go ahead. Hold on. Fight Sport. Give your final thoughts, cause I got something for no cap. He gonna be last. Go ahead. Fight Sport.
Yeah. Well, no cap. I was saying that Tank Davis should have been punished a lot more than he was, but again, these guys get away with money. These guys with money get away with shit all the time. So it is what it is. Like, yeah, if these guys will actually do something, then cool, but they won't. So John Jones, McGregor, Tank Davis, they should all be spending their time in jail, but they're not going to. And these guys, they should get suspended for what they do. But again, these commissions don't give a shit. So yeah, Keyshawn's probably ruined the rest of his career. I don't think he can come back from this. But yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, Ty, next time we can debate this whole Lomachenko thing, since you keep bugging me about it.
I know. Thanks for stopping by Fight Sports.
All right, peace.
Oh, no problem. Sin, what's up? What's your final thoughts, babe?
18 months to 2 years, mandatory, off the rip. I'm throwing the book at him. That's all I got. Plain and simple. Hey, I appreciate the debate, but this just really seemed drawn out for no reason. I just feel like, it's really not extreme. Like I said, dude don't have the finances, and the situation that he was in, the fact that this whole event was really circulated around him, and it seemed like offense after offense. And I don't recall another time when anybody went after and went to somebody's locker room and did something like it just seemed like, bad timing on him to compile all these offenses. So, 18 months, 2 years, man. And it is what it is.
Like a real fan.
I think that's fair.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks, Sin. And NHA, go ahead and start capping.
I mean, like I said, I've been saying, I think he does deserve to be, punished. got to be some type of consequences. I just don't think two years and a year and a half or even a year is to use a word I don't like using, fair. Because to no Cap's point, man, it's like, this shit happens in boxing, man. Like, we acting like fucking boxing is like, this is, oh my God, we're so outraged. Did you see what he did? Oh, this it's an atrocity. Like, nah, fucked up shit been happening in boxing since the beginning of the fucking time, or the inception of the fucking sport. Shit, man, motherfuckers forgotten shit. Mayorga with a fucking Newport dangling from his lip, smacked fucking Mosley's wife's ass and shit, and Mosley snuffed the motherfucker and shit. And the motherfuckers went and had a fight. You know what I'm saying? The next day, nothing happened and shit. It's like, but now we outraged and shit because, I mean, we should be outraged because I'm not gonna excuse that behavior and shit because what he did was fucked up. But to make it seem like the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, some type of serial killer, oh, we need to throw the book at him and shit. We got last motherfucker that came on, she sounded like motherfucking Joe Brown and Judge Judy all in one together. Like, I would have thrown the book at him, and nothing less than 18 months. Like, who the fuck says 18 months or 2 years, and unless you a judge? It's like, I'm just saying, we're being a little too harsh on him. My thing is, yes, he should be punished, but me personally, I feel like he needs to get some type of treatment. I don't think he should be allowed to box unless whoever the commission put it in writing or something like, yo, nah, you gotta go get some help because he clearly has some emotional anger issue that he's unable to fucking control. I don't think suspension. If you suspend him, you can suspend a motherfucker for 3 years and shit. If he doesn't deal with that shit, you know what I'm saying, mentally and shit, if he doesn't get help for that, that's just not gonna help him and shit. He might not ever get that help. And I pray he does, you know what I'm saying, he's able to figure it out on his own, or he got people close to him to help him deal with it and shit, because at the end of the day and shit, you know what I'm saying, he's still young, and he, you know what I'm saying, we got to get behind him and shit. We can, you know what I'm saying, we can criticize him, we can fucking, you know what I'm saying, castigate him and all that shit, but we also have to, you know what I'm saying, understand that, man. He's a young brother, you know what I'm saying, who's made a mistake and he needs a second chance. And just throwing a book at him and shit, you know what I'm saying, without, for something that, you know what I'm saying, that happens in boxing frequently and shit is not the way about it. Shit. But that's all I got. Appreciate you having
Please,
me.
I'm about to say, land your plane because it's running out of gas. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming up, NHA.
Likewise.
No cap. I am so. Let me tell you something. This is in the invasion of the body snatchers. No cap, because usually you is my right hand, but today I don't know what happened to you. You over here defending this nigga like his lawyer and shit. Like I no consequences for his behavior. Like what's up, yo?
Because nobody else got consequences. You gotta be across the board. Caleb Plank jumping motherfuckers in the arena. I don't want to hear shit about Keyshawn getting in the scuffle. He headbutted. He shouldn't have came in the locker room and headbutted Albright. But I mean, shit get chippy sometimes.
Here we go. Lord help us all.
And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more scuffles. I just hope Keyshawn keep the same energy with Tito McCardo.
He damn sure got that energy for Andy Cruz, but I digress.
Yeah, and Andy Cruz, he need to keep that same energy with them because I don't know what Albright did. I don't know what beef they got with Albright, but sometimes it gets chippy. Emotions run hot, especially when your brother got his ass whooped.
Yo, you are crazy.
And it's just what it is. It just is what it's like. I gave plenty of examples. Lennox Lewis got body slammed on Sports Center through a table. It was just another day in the office. Larry Holmes, the drop kicked the motherfucker off a limousine like it's WWF. And it was good television. Mike Tyson, he did all types of crazy shit. Derek Chisora, he did all types of crazy shit. They love him for it. That's why they call him. That's why he had fans. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe just times have changed. Maybe they need to change. But if they gonna do that, then they gotta treat everybody the same across the board, and I'm all for it.
All right, no cap. Thanks for coming up, love. Next time you come up, just make sure you bring your sense with you. All right. Thanks, babe. Ridiculous. What's up, 2 Cent? Can you believe
Shout
this
out, shout out.
foolishness?
Listen, I'm gonna give a quick little 2 cents, and y'all be sure to come join me live today. I'll be going live at 5 p.m. in about an hour and 15 minutes. But
Mhm.
to respond to No Cap, all those people was doing stuff to their opponents, not
I'm
somebody
trying to
else's.
tell you, it's just wild, bro.
And to NHA's point, like smoking weed and popping on a test after a fight, that's a mistake. This shit Keyshawn did wasn't no mistake. And the fact that it's premeditated for you to go back there in this man's locker room, that's not a mistake, y'all. That's a terrible decision. It's crazy how these same people is like, oh, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. But when Tank took a knee, nobody could point to other instances where referees made bad calls. I think it's crazy. NHAU was the main one doing that. But come hit my link on my live and me and you could chat about it. But Jab Queen Boxing, thank you for having me up. Great show. Y'all be sure
Of
to punch that like
course.
and subscribe button. Y'all make sure y'all come over here and watch Jab Queen so she can get them watch hours up. Cause listen, this YouTube thing, it ain't easy. It ain't as
It
easy
ain't.
as it looks.
Oof. I'm out here like a hooker after church. All right, thanks so much, 2 Cent. I appreciate you, and I'll be over there in about an hour and a half because I want to hear
All
No
right,
Cap's
shout out.
explanation too.
Shout out,
All
shout out.
right, peace out. Oh, child. So things got ghetto yesterday, y'all. I mean, look. At the end of the day, if Keyshawn is struggling mentally, then I get it, right? But he needs to go address that. Acting out on a big stage when it's your opportunity to elevate your brothers and your family is not the place to do that. Now, I'm all for supporting our boxers because, hell, we need to stand behind them. But he also needs to be held accountable. I don't know the appropriate punishment for him, but I do know there needs to be a punishment for him. I don't think just saying, oh, well, nobody was really that hurt is justifiable. You made a conscious decision to miss weight, in my opinion, and then you made another conscious decision, all bad decisions, by the way, to go into the opponent's locker room of your brother. Not even yours because you weren't disciplined enough or you didn't care enough to make the weight for your own headline event, but of your brother's event, salty because the opponent got the better of your brother. That's not how you conduct business, man, Mr. Businessman. So all I'm saying is there needs to be some sort of consequences for him. I don't think we should throw the book at him. I don't think he should be suspended for a wild amount of time. However, I do think that there needs to be either a monetary fine or, sit him down for a minute or a combination of the two. And if he ain't got the money, oh, well. Again, these are his problems created by him. This stuff did not happen to Keyshawn Davis. He made these things happen. So we just need to keep that in mind while supporting our Black fighters, while supporting all fighters. They still need to be held accountable no matter what they do. And I get it. There's other people in history who have done other things. But in this moment, we are talking about him. Okay? An opponent that was not even his, he went to his dressing room and assaulted that man. Headbutt, no headbutt, what the hell ever. He got more work in the dressing room than he did during that whole fight, if you ask me. And to just take that moment away from him because he was celebrating a win that he earned, bro. Ain't nobody rob him. They tried to with that janky promoter ass score, 95-95. But in the end, the right person won. And I think that this overshadowed everybody on that card that won, including one of your brothers, Keyshawn. Okay? You went 0 for 2. You went 1 for 2. Okay, 50%. Maybe had your ass been disciplined, you could have been a winner in that event. But you weren't. So that's on you. Everything that is going on falls on him. And I feel like he needs consequences. I don't care about him spiraling out of control because you know what? You're a grown man, bro. Learn how to handle life. Supporting them while holding them accountable, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. And I don't give a damn what nobody else did. They were held accountable in one situation or the other. As somebody mentioned before, if it was Tank, this would be a completely different conversation. Say he wasn't happy with that draw and he decided to go in the back and get it shaken even more with Lamont Roach. Do you think we would even be having a conversation about him not being held accountable? Hell no. To this day, we still talking about Ryan and them 3 goddamn pounds. We still talking about Devin Cole and the goddamn pole 9 on him. So let's not act like when the situation occurs, we don't get on these boxers. We don't have to cut them no damn slack just because they look like us, because in my opinion, we got to hold them even more accountable because we know this shit ain't easy when you look like us. Supporting them while holding them accountable. That's it. It ain't got to be harder than that. But y'all know what to do, man. Until next time, catch me on a panel.